Good fucking morning. Welcome to the classiest place on earth, and I hope you're all doing well. Why are you? Oh, there we go. My thingy was crooked. It's fine. That's what she said. Yeah, day, time zone, whatever. It's time. Oh my god, is it your birthday? Oh my god, my lip is so. Every time I smile, my lip recracks open. It's misery. Happy fucking birthday. What did I get you? My goddamn presents. And that. You're welcome. Um. I'm gonna try to do this without my mouth bleeding. My dog got me real bad like 3 days ago, and it's still just like an open hole in my mouth. Happy birthday, happy birthday. This is your, don't split. This is your day to have a lot of fun. We were waiting for the celebrating. This is your day. So happy birthday to you. Are you going to do anything cool? Also, I'm really sad you have a winter birthday like I do. They're the worst. Happy fucking birthday, dude. I'm so like, did I bleed? No. Okay, cool. We're good. I don't know what, like mouths. Shouldn't they heal faster than this, man? That thing sucks. Fucking dogs. Took the day off work just relaxing. I used to do that I never wanted to work on my birthday because I hated the sympathy happy birthdays. Like the moment anybody finds out it's your birthday and you're working, oh my god, happy birthday, you're working on your birthday. You wouldn't know and wouldn't care if I wasn't here. Shut up. Ow. Oh god, this is the only way I can survive. Oh man, he nailed me. David, 32.
That's a lot. What the fuck? That's a lot. Why is my GoXLR weird today? Thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving a fucking anus its wings. I goddamn appreciate you. Thank you.
That's a long time. Seriously, thank you. Burr. Yeah, I always took my birthday off. I just hated work. I mean, it was just the sympathy birthday shit is just not my jam. I hated it. Just being my nipply out here in Austin. Why'd you send us all the freezing cold? Trust me, we didn't send it because we still got it. It's been, I mean, yesterday we couldn't even take the dogs to get groomed because we couldn't start our cars. It's so fucking cold. It's fucking gnarly. You're dead. Bye, hun. No, it's dry as fuck. Yeah, and I literally, like, I'm just living off of chapstick right now. Because, like, when my mouth relaxes, the lip sits together, and then the moment I talk, it splits again, and it's just... He, like, one claw, just a line down it, man. You know. Oh, I know. Fucking dogs. They're the best. Kona! Kona. Thank you for subbing to the class, keeping the class alive, and giving any swings so fucking long. That's a really... Thank you.
17 goddamn months. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways because nothing is sexier than pure sober consent. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Dude, I saw Barry got snow. Do you guys normally get snow? Does Great Britain normally get snow anywhere? I feel like you guys normally don't get that cold, but I saw Barry got snow. He took a picture of his hand in it. Yours is in March, love it. I know, our birthdays are near each other, and it's horrible. I hate it. Barry touched the snow! Man, I wish I got excited about snow. I take the entire week of my birthday off because fuck that. Man, I used to, but that's the thing. It's a winter, like, not I used to, I would, but a winter birthday is so shitty. Like, what are you gonna do? Sit inside alone for a week and, like, be miserable by yourself? Cool. I have the best B-Day, in my, wait, IMHO, exactly 6 months from Christmas. You know what? That was, okay. When I was real young, I did like my birthday simply because if I asked for something for Christmas and didn't get it, I would just, like, smile because I was just gonna do it again 2 months later. My birthday's just 2 months after Christmas, so I just, like, it almost never worked, but I thought it would. It was hope. 3 to 5 inches, damn. We got piled yesterday. Usually about March, April. We used to get a lot of snow at Christmas. Really? It's okay, it was consensual. I say yes, then I die. Zelda, who loves being outside, has decided she's not about this sub-zero weather. These guys, I mean, they'll go out in it for a minute, but then they come right back inside. They don't even like it. It's just cold. Yeah, just ask again. And my mom knew it. Like, she fucking knew that's what I do, but that was the plan. It was like, oh. you didn't want to get me this, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to ask for it again. So you're going to disappoint me twice. Children, we're the best. I know you have the same birthday as my mom. It's so weird, David. Seriously, every time I'm like, God, I've never known anyone else with that birthday. June 20th. You're a cusp. What is that? Gemini? What's after Gemini? June, July, Cancer? You're a Gemini Cancer cusp. Yeah. How does it feel to feel all the things? Fall is the perfect season. I love fall. You know what's weird? All growing up, all of my closest friends had birthdays in November. I don't know, all my life, all of the friends I had always were like Scorpios and always had November birthdays, and they were the best. Is it great? Molly, do you have a perfect birthday? God damn it. Yeah, Cancer and Gemini. My mom's the Gemini hard. To be honest, my kids have summer birthdays, and we would actually tell them if they can't for Christmas birthday and vice versa. Dude, 100, I mean, honestly, that's the smart way to go. Like, I've never, like, we don't need to go there. Presents make me feel awkward, but when you're a kid, you know, and your mom's like, write your letter to Santa or whatever, like, I was already, you know, I've told you the story of how when Zelda came out, whatever year Zelda Ocarina of Time came out, whatever age I was, I don't even remember anymore. I saved up for like a year, my allowance, and I got driven to Canada. So just so it was cheaper and bought it up there. Like it was a big deal. But every like Christmas and birthdays, I would ask for like video game related things. And bless my parents, they are farming redneck blue collar people who like, they have their Facebook machine laptop and that's it. And so it wasn't a matter of like my mom didn't want to get me what I wanted or like couldn't. It was like she just had no idea what it was. Like I told you guys a story just a week ago, but I remember when what was it? American McGee's Alice was released. I was in middle school or something like that. And I mean, it was like gothic Alice in Wonderland. Like who the fuck? It was the exact aesthetic I lived and wanted deeply. And for Christmas, I was so excited. Like a present and it's a big, heavy, you know, like looks like a computer game box. It was the fucking game manual. Not because she just didn't know. Like bless her heart, her innocence. She went and bought me like the manual, you know, the big ones that were like phone book size back in the day that are more expensive than the fucking game. And they had all the art and everything in them. Bless her. I mean, you know, it's like when my dad asked for hunting shit for Chris. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go to Cabela's and tell them the exact word you tell me. So just tell me. Those were, I mean, no, they were. Oh, I loved those walkthrough things. Honestly, that book, like, it was a hilarious mistake, whatever, like accident, whatever. But I got a lot out of that book because I would go and draw all the characters throughout the art of like the Alice in Wonderland book and trace them and stuff. And honestly, it probably created more of who I am. I'm a Gemini. It gets exhausting sometimes. Dude, I've thought about that, Cocky. Can you imagine being a bipolar Gemini? I don't know why. That I've thought about that a couple times because my mom's a Gemini and she is hard Gemini. But like imagine tossing that in the fuck story. I don't even know what would happen. I managed to get an NES from my parents. The SENS was always a no. Yeah, I mean, my mom is still to this day so anti video games and anything like that. She truly thinks they cause shootings or something. I don't know. But we like my mom married my stepdad, and my brothers had a Sega, a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, a Nintendo 64. I think that's all they had. That's all they had. So when they moved in, I was like, "Ah." So my parents built them an apartment above the garage and locked it. Mean, just bitter fuckers. A quad polar? I'm kind of one, or would they cancel each other out? Like, would you just be fine? I don't know. Dude, if you've never played it, oh my god, money. No shit, just based on all there's that fruit fly, I swear there's one every day. If you've never played it, it's very much like some of the comics that we've read on stream together that are just like that dark, gritty. I mean, it's crazy. It's so different than the original Alice. It's actually more true to the Alice in Wonderland like book, but in a dark gothic sense of it. They're really good. There's two, I think. American McGee's Alice and then American McGee's Alice Madness Returns. Your main weapon is the Vorpal blade. It's just a cleaver. It's amazing. No one of my parents knew what I was doing. Super Mario 64 as well, same. Oh my god, Matt, did you ever do the thing where this was me as a child. I remember doing this like elementary school, but I would wake up dummy early, sneak into that above the garage apartment to play my Zelda game on the Nintendo 64. That's the irony. My mom literally took me to Canada to buy a Zelda game and then locked the Nintendo 64 in a different part of the property. It's just weird. Childhood is weird. But I would like wake up really early, sneak up there, play it until it was time to walk to the bus, and I would turn the TV off, but not the console. So because it was like checkpoints and shit, you couldn't just save all the time. And I swear to God, 9 times out of 10, my mom would somehow go up to their rooms to clean and fucking turn it off. And I was like, how did you even know it was on? Dude, I love Cabela's Crispy. There's nothing for me there, but I love going. I don't know what it is. It's almost like going home. Cabela's has a weird homey feeling for me. I get really nostalgic in there. It feels like my parents' house. Like, just like dead animals on the walls and guns and a lot of camo. I fucking feel bipolar some days. I am so sorry. I'm here. They were drinking. I was alone as hell. Keep drinking. Yeah. I live in a bubble. I guess I'm okay. Yeah. You remember them? Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're great. I don't think we recover. I don't think goths recover. I think we just evolve. Great game. Sad that American McGee got pushed out by the IP. I know. They were so good. That second one, like all the different levels and like every you'd beat a level and then you'd go to like a different world, a different themed world, and your dress would change. Oh god, those games were so cool. They were janky as fuck, but fuck, they were good. I think the Bandersnatch and the Jabberwocky, I think they had both. I think, oh god, in the first game, these games are really old, so like if I'm spoiling it for you, I'm so sorry. They've been out since I was in middle school, let's be real. The first one, the Red Queen was your main enemy, and in the second one, I'm trying to remember who was the enemy. I think it was like it wasn't the Bandersnatch. The Bandersnatch is actually on your side, I think, if I remember correctly. But it might have been the Jabberwocky. I don't remember. It's wild though. Like as you go through the first game, you finally get to the Red Queen's castle, and the Red Queen is actually like this giant undulating vascular beast, and the entire world of Underland or Wonderland is like you see like the vascular pulsing gross veins of her like going throughout the world. It's fucking trip, dude. It's a trip. It's a good game. We installed GTA Vice City in the computer lab's PC and got sent to the principal's office in 5th grade. Fuck, that's beautiful. I feel like my class was one of the first that actually like had computers at school, but all we could get on was that addictinggames.com. Addictinggames.com was the shit. It was like QWOP. What was it? QWOP, the one where you like were a running guy, but you had to use keys to like, and he'd be like fall backwards. And then there was the one where it was just two little humps, and you'd move them back. It was basically Pong. It was just a ball bouncing between humps. It was literally addicting, though. I mean, crazy. And we were raised on like Oregon Trail, and that got us like the two bumps and like a ball. I'm learning to be less judgmental and pretentious. Oh, well, yeah, I don't feel like and this is just because I was in such a small school, we didn't even know what goth, like, was. And I don't like pulling the, like, we created goth, but it was like a natural, just like, kids with terrible childhoods tended to wear clothes that were torn up, held together by safety pins, and wore a lot of black. And we just got labeled. I remember, oh my God, this was like, everybody's bullied. We're all bullied. And I'm sure everybody has a horrible, like some story where it wasn't even the worst thing in the world, but it stuck with you the rest of your life. I was in middle school, 7th grade. And I've told you guys this before, but when I was younger, I was so wrapped up and self-conscious of my body. I wore cargo pants and a dark blue sweatshirt every fucking day. Not forever. Not the same. I washed my clothes and had different sets, but I mean, that was it because I just had to hide myself because I grew tall and boobs so early, like 4th, 5th grade, that I got called fat, beached whale. So I attributed my body to just gross. And I mean, I could be in 120-degree weather and I'd be sweatshirt and fucking cargo pants. It was crazy. I was torturing myself. And oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. No. Okay. We were. It was like all the kids in this middle school were all just like hanging out outside waiting for the buses or something, and I'm just standing there, like doing nothing, waiting for a fucking bus. And this girl walks up to me I mean, it was like something out of a movie. It was like a gaggle of sniggering girls. Snickering is the word, snickering? Snickering girls. And then one of them like side eyes me and decides to walk over. And she just goes, me and my friends are wondering if you're goth. And I had no clue. I was in 7th grade. I had no idea what the fuck that was in any way, shape, or form. And I just stood there in silence. I was like, what? And it was weird. And that was it. That was the whole interaction. But man, it was fucking it was like I was I feel like it was the first time that I was like, "Oh fuck, I've been covering myself up all these years and there's still something wrong." Like what the fuck is wrong with people that they just have to comment on me all the time? Leave me alone. Oh my god, my therapist this morning. Fucking bitch. Do you have a hard time taking compliments? It's probably because you were overly criticized as a child and therefore don't like judgment. And unfortunately, compliments are judgment. So your brain interprets them the same way as an insult now. So, yay! Ow. Fucking A. Life. I got a I'm gonna use this whole stick of chapstick today, man. This thing sucks. They built one outside my hometown in the late 90s. It's still in operation and does decent amounts of business. That's actually shocking. I showed you my Bandersnatch. Please respond. Oh, Rod, let me see if I can get him up. Hold on. Where the... Oh, I keep forgetting it's not Twitter anymore. I can tell I've missed pizza a lot because I just had pizza with terrible vegan cheese. And when I was done, I yelled, that was so good. Vegan cheese is disgusting. Oh, I'm so sorry. You need good pizza. Kids didn't get down with the thickness until well after the Disturbed song. Truth. Truth. Hard time taking compliments? I mean, it makes sense, though. Because that's how my body feels. Is like, I either assume someone's lying or they're trying to point out something they actually hate about me. And that's stupid. Why? Like, brains, though. They're so dumb. Good morning, Viata. How are you, love? Does Vaseline stay better than chapstick? Not really. Unfortunately, I've tried it. I even have, I've been, like, if you like makeup, you know the Laneige lip masks. I have 3 of them, and that doesn't even do it. It's just, it's literally like a strip. He took, he literally, like, peeled straight out of my lips, so it's just missing the skin. This is the best, though. This shit, I mean, it's not the best chapstick I've ever used, but this is the best I've tried so far for just keeping it nice. Raw sugar lip balm. It's the only stuff that's, like, thick enough to actually coat it so it stays moist while I'm talking. I know. I mean, it was the day after he was sick. So he was sick one day, and then the next morning, he wakes up and he's just, like, fucking stoked about life because he doesn't feel like shit anymore, and he just batted me right in the lip. And I mean, I peeled this. It was literally like a banana peel off my lip. It was bad. So it's gonna take a minute. Vegan cheese is like glue. If you've never had vegan cheese, I was vegan for 6 years, man. I tried. I mean, I am in full support of people trying to be better for the earth, trying not to eat animals. Like, amen. Fake cheese is not there, and I don't know if it ever will be. Like, it literally tastes like glue. It's like it sticks to the roof of your mouth and gets in the corners of your teeth. It doesn't become stretchy or like chewy. It becomes glue. Like when it melts, it's just glue. Oh. I'd rather a pizza with no cheese, honestly. Vegan cheese is just fucking gross. You know how colonoscopy works with the sachet and all that. So I learned something new last week because my Addison's disease. I have to go into the hospital a full 24 hours before my exam now because I get sedated. So because of that, they have to give me liquid cortisone and then 24 hours after exam. Whoa, that's complicated as fuck. I was soft goth or in the closet goth because my religious mom wouldn't let me wear the not normie stuff. She seriously thought my clothes would be a gateway to something sinful or unlawful. Hard same. I'm not kidding. Like half of my clothes as a kid, they came from a lost and found box. Because I couldn't get my mom to buy me, like I could not get her to buy me clothes I wanted to wear. She would buy me like pink, yellow, pastels, because I was a little girl and apparently that's what little girls should like to wear. And from moment one, I remember I was like, black. I would like to wear black, please. Please, can I have the black thing? And we owned a motel when I was a kid. Super random, really weird blip in our childhood. But like, long story short, my dad was a raging alcoholic, and my mom was like, maybe I can save him if he has a job where he can just be at home all day and fucking binge drink all day. I don't know where her logic was, but they decided to buy a motel, and like we lived there for 5 years and ran a motel. Really, really random. But I forgot, where was I going with that? Oh god, it killed. Vegan cheese, shit. Oh, the lost and found box. Like, I would just raid it all the time because there was black clothes in there. But my mom, 100%, like, she just thought black clothes, like, meant something. I don't know. Like, she would literally say, like, black clothes, black nail polish, black anything, inappropriate. For a little kid, I don't get it. I still don't understand it. Like, the more you tell us not to do something, the more we're gonna wanna do it. Like, who doesn't know that? Laneige is amazing. I've been sleeping with, like, a coat of it on. I gave a person our Lord and Savior, thick thighs and high thigh highs, amen, hallelujah. I gave a person a compliment in Apex Legends. They did well, grabbed our banners, bounced and res. I said, great job. I love the squad that actually works together, feels good. And the kid went off apologizing for not doing better. Me. If someone complimented me on my gameplay, I'd immediately just start profusely apologizing. That would be my instinct. I'd be like, I am so sorry. I'm glad I'm not alone, but also it sucks. It sucks. If we can suspend atoms with precision, we can rotate them to unlock the weak force bond. We would have replicators and cheese would be on point. Dude, and it's like, it sucks because I want it to be better. Like, dairy products make me break out. I try to stay away from dairy. I would love vegan cheese to work, but it is gross. It is glue. Trying to commission someone to make my cover for my book has been a nightmare. What do you mean? Just make it blank, bro. My aunts took me shopping once and tried to dress me in pink. All my clothes are gray black. Yep. They're just, yeah. Product of the 80s, neon trendy stuff. SMH I love neon. Give me neon any day. Neon and black. I like contrast. I think that's where, always since I was a kid, you know what looks good on you. I think we have an instinct as to what colors feel good on us and make our skin look nice and whatever. And even as a kid, that was like I liked the contrast, like black and white together or like a neon color and a dark color together. But my mom is a completely different skin tone. And so she wears pastels and like neutrals, beige, and it looks good on her. So she assumes it would look good on both of her kids, and it does not at all. It's so bad. Black clothes are the devil. No shit. I kind of like my mom she's never ever said like satanic panic shit ever. But I kind of wonder if maybe she thought it was part of the satanic panic. Like if I wore black at a young age, I don't know what would happen. I have no idea. Wait, Kat, you've actually had a liquid. Okay, so no shit. I've been bitch. I don't know why. Someone said vegan. Oh, someone had a vegan cheese pizza earlier. I was vegan for like 6 years back in the day. I tried so hard to get in. Good morning, Goonies, to get into vegan cheese. But once it melts, it turns into paste. So if you like pick up a slice of pizza and bite it, all the cheese on the top will just glue to the roof of your mouth and your teeth. And you have to, it's like paste. I don't know how else to put it. It does not come off the roof of your mouth in one piece. You have to, it's just not a good consistency in any way, shape, or form. But it's been years since I tried it. I know, thick thigh highs are not made for thick thighs. You know what I've seen lately, Viata? I've never bought them, but I've seen ads on, well, like Amazon and shit like that they're basically like pantyhose, but they look like thigh highs. I don't know how to say it. Like, from the thigh high point up, it's like flesh toned, and then it looks like there's a thigh high. They're genius. I haven't tried them, but like for the thick thigh lady, there's no way. Thigh highs are not made for people that have thighs. They don't work. I've tried every single fucking thing in the world. They do not work. They either pinch in and give you like a muffin top in the middle of your thigh, which yay, or they just roll down. They don't work at all. But yeah, it was super smart. I'm gonna check that out, Kat. A trash removal company here does hot pink bins for their brand. That's a little much. Wait, Viata Elk found some garter type things for thigh highs that look neat. Would they like? I don't have faith in them. I've tried so many different thigh highs in my life just because they're so hot. But like the technology behind how they stay up is they have a band at the top. And if you have meaty thighs, it pinches in, or, like, I mean, I'm sure you guys have pulled, like, it rolls down to the thinner part of the thigh. It goes to the place of least resistance immediately. So this is just me, even if I had a garter, it would just cause that weird pinch in on my thigh and make me feel like I had a fucking muffin top on my thigh. I don't want that. They got to figure it out. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to figure it out, but it doesn't work. Well, you know what I found, Spurp? So back when I was vegan, I tried what I thought was a vegan cheese. It literally was like it was marketed as vegetarian cheese. And I was like at some co-op or something like that, and it was a block, and I was in the midst of trying to find some fucking cheese replacement. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking try it. I've never tried this brand before. I couldn't even tell you what it was anymore. It was like almond cheese. I'm not kidding you. And it was amazing. It melted. It was stretchy. Like, I almost fucking came. It had casein in it. Not vegan. I don't know what it is about casein, but casein causes the stretchy, I guess. It wasn't vegan. I didn't get sick or anything. I was fine. But like, if you're strict vegan, that is not the one for you. But unfortunately, it was great. So if you're vegetarian, you don't care. It's great. The muffin top on the top of the thigh is the best. It's so uncomfortable though. I don't know, like, I could never feel sexy uncomfortable. You know? I couldn't feel sexy if I'm just fucking uncomfortable. Like walking, it would feel like I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? I've never seen a muffin top I didn't want to eat. I mean, it is the best part of the muffin. You're not wrong. Why isn't there a company making custom thigh highs? You send them oh my God. I mean, seriously, you've probably seen the ads. There are companies, and I mean, I believe in them. They've invented nylons and tights that are unrippable these days, which is amazing. Cause like, I don't think in my entire life have I ever put on a pair of nylons without causing a run at some point. I don't know how the fuck anyone gets them on without running your nylons, and they've created them. Why not apply that science to the thigh highs? You know? How can I invent recyclable spray-on form-fitting thigh highs? Oh my God, Sean. Dude, would you believe it if I told you that back in the Depression, no shit, they marketed a paint and a paintbrush to paint a line up the back of your leg to make it look like you were wearing pantyhose because people couldn't afford them? That's real. I love makeup history. It's some of the most fascinating shit. That's real. You can still buy it these days. Like, some people still sell this shit. Literally, it was like, literally a brush, and you painted a line up the back of your leg so it looked like you were wearing pantyhose. Fucking hilarious. Yeah. I've seen it before. I mean, I've watched like YouTubers try it today. I don't know how anybody managed it back in the day, but it was real. How can I invent a dude? Yeah. Now she's coming around because as a parent, I let me, wait. I let me kid be them and surprise their beautiful people. I legit had to shut her up in the early days of my parenthood, bless her heart. I mean, what are you going to do? You gotta be true to yourself, right? Rippables half the fun. Not if they rip just putting them on. Like, when's the last time you saw a giant run up the back of someone's stockings and thought, that's hot? Weave, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, and giving any swings for
42 fucking months. Holy shit. Thank you. That's a long goddamn time, and I appreciate you.
You've seen tattoos of that? No shit. Oh, that was it too, Kat. Thank you. Yeah, they were also because of nylon factories were repurposed for military use. Yep. They repurposed, I think, lipstick factories as well, too, right? Lipstick factories became bullet making factories. It was crazy. It was a wild time. The history of it's fantastic. It's so interesting. Money, I've always wanted those ribbon tattoos in the backs of my thighs. I just don't like my legs enough. I wish. I can wear nylon stockings, but I love wearing skirts and have to wear tights under 'em. Me too. There's no skirt in this world that my ass or my vagina is not going to flash. I got to wear tights. And honestly, if you're wearing it in cold weather, they're the best. They keep you warm. When Young and Crushing on Cyndi Lauper. Oh, yeah. Yep. 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 I don't do nylons or hose anymore thanks to growing up dressed in Sunday clothes once a week and pantyhose was a requirement in our house. The bare legs were considered sinful. Really? Oh, dude. I feel like all the girls in my family, we were those little girls at church that are just like pulling their dress up over their head and walking around and wedgie tucked in. Like we were just foul. Like the poofy skirts with just everything showing. I mean, we're little kids, but we didn't. No nylons. Gonna be back in San Diego. Yeah, I saw that. It's San Diego and then Rotterdam, which is really sad because I really wanted to go to Amsterdam. I still have never been. Like, gotten to stay there. I've had a layover. Lipstick for bullets and stockings for the parachutes. Fucking fascinating. Sorry too, but butt in. You can always butt in. But I got my wife some boob double-sided tape to help keep up her thigh high. Does it actually work? Because I've tried double-sided tape for boob stuff, and as soon as you sweat, it's gone. And you know, I just don't trust anything. I'm very cynical. I've really tried everything, and I have big fat thighs. I'm just really cynical of everything. Because nothing works. Migrants! Thank you so much for sending the class. Keeping the class alive and giving anything so fucking long. I appreciate you. I cried this morning watching a video of an old woman reuniting with her lost dog after a tornado. Well, fuck me, that's precious. I'm okay. I had therapy, so there's that. I have the opposite problem. I can't wear a skirt without my cock flopping around. I mean, I get that. Like, dude, I mean, literally, if you think about it, like, skirts are not practical. That's why kilts were a thing. It was like heavy material that held your it held everything down in place. So you weren't sashaying with your nutsack slapping someone in the face. Like, fuck, dude. Like, as much as I love every nutsack, I do not want stranger nutsacks in my face. Like, God knows the last time that stranger's nutsack was cleaned. Like, everything's just such shitty material, it flies around. About Amsterdam? Maybe? Most of the car manufacturing plants here in MI can be converted to military equipment in 24 hours. Wow. That's fucking impressive, actually. I think kilts are cool. I wish, like, this is just a personal thing. I wish they weren't all Hot Topic kilts. Like, I love me a kilt, but why is it gotta have safety pins and a pentagram on it? I love safety pins and a pentagram, but just, you know, I feel like they're all marketed that way, and maybe there's people out there that want to wear kilts that don't necessarily want to look goth, but they're all that way. They just look not like real kilts, I guess. She did in wheelchairs, she sits mostly, but it worked. I mean, I'll try it. Bitch, I'll try anything. Oh my god, what? I got to meet the former royal kilt maker? That's really special. That's pretty fucking cool. Are they made out of wool? I was rooting for UK Land for this year, but yeah, everybody roots for UK Land. Nothing worse than splashing the toilet when I sit to pee in the mornings, dude, or sitting on some gum. Jesus Christ. Just get a regular one from a kilt store. Where are you finding kilts? You live in California. Get out. I was going to ask where you're finding kilts. You live in California. You have everything. I'm here to inform those of you that live in California that the rest of the world doesn't have kilt stores. I don't know where you're finding kilt. Like, California, you can literally find anything. I feel like it's kind of one of those meccas. I've never seen a kilt store in my life outside of being like, not a gimmick, but you know how every once in a while you'll see one of those stores that's like Celtic store or something, and the whole store is just full of like, this is in America very specifically. It'll all be like wool from Ireland, wool from Scotland, kilts from Scotland, but they're all triple the price because it's this. I don't even know how to explain it. That's the only time I've ever seen them, or Hot Topic, in which case they look cheap. Did the music just die? Why? It's just like really quiet all of a sudden. Um, why? Why did you do this? Why? Why would you do that? Ugh. Not with these thoughts. Celtic store, it's just a weird crystal cellar. Exactly. You know the exact store I'm talking about. Yep, and everything's just triple the price. My normal attire would be a sports bra with fishnet jersey and a miniskirt with tights and thigh high boots. I feel like if I had money, like if at any point in my life I was able to shop for clothes, past the point of 16 years old, I think I'd dress like a villain version of Blair Waldorf. I feel like it's a look that says, "Don't fucking touch me." And I want that. Because for some reason people love to touch me and I don't like that. Not the pressing silence pushing forward our inner demons, right? Fuck that. Oh my god, how many yards? I saw that. Hold on, cat. Where did it a winter kilt is 9 yards of wool? Huh. That's so much. No shit. Useful Gift says, Colorado has a huge Scottish Irish community. There's a kilt store in Grand Junction. No shit. I've lived here 4 years and honestly, what what the fuck do you do in Colorado for fun? I don't want to hate on it, but like I fucking hate it here. What do you do for fun? That isn't 2-hour drive away. Help! I don't know what to do here. Hard same though, right, Mishy? It's the matching skirt little jacket things and the little kitten heels and just like the don't look at me, don't touch me look is just what I need. Good morning, John. I'm grinding up some weed. I'm insanely low on weed. I also do not have gas and it's so cold. Like I literally can't go get weed. So I'm layer caking with Keef. You guys know I literally have an unmanageable amount of Keef right now, so we're playing the game. We're playing the game. Katie touched me once and I understood why so many people tried to touch her. Then I escorted her somewhere safe so people wouldn't try to touch her. Oh my god, that's real though. That's a real story. Katsumushi literally bodyguarded me when I had a stalker at TwitchCon, if you guys didn't know. I've told you guys the story, it was terrible. But literally, thank fuck for the Amazon gaming team because they let me like have refuge in their part of the building for over 6 hours. Allergic to wool? Oh, that sucks. See, that's what I'm saying though. Within 2 hours, all the hiking, the forest stuff, 2 hours away. Is there anything to do that I can literally like do without driving for 2 hours? Because I can't figure it out. And I feel bad because like everybody that doesn't live in Colorado is like, oh my god, Colorado's so pretty. It's such a beautiful place. I love it. And everyone here is like, nah, I can't figure it out. Like, what do you do? I've never seen someone hover like that, Katie, before or since. I've never had anyone hover like that before or since. And it was the scariest. I mean, I've never actually felt in danger mildly from another person, but I don't know if you remember, Kat, like later that night, he actually ended up showing up at some random bar I was at by following my Twitter, like following other people's Twitter posts to figure out where I was, and stood like 50 feet across the room and did like a holding his backpack, and I had to hide in a bathroom and call the cops. It was one of the, I'm not scared of people. That person made me very, very, very nervous. Very, very, very nervous. Not okay. Not okay. Not okay. Yeah. I don't fear people. And that person gave me some true crime vibes. Born and raised here. Tons of Irish Scottish festivals, music festivals. During the summer, the Renaissance Festival in Larkspur. Maybe an hour south of you. Okay, I went to that Ren Fair. It was really nice, but this is my only thing. Who the fuck designs a Ren Fair in the summer in Colorado? Like, I want to wear my garb, but if I did, I would get heat stroke and die. Like, why would you do that? Like, I go and I can't wear any garb because I'll die. You put a corset on in that weather, you will stop breathing and die. Who did that? Why would you do that? Colorado. Very confusing place. Very confusing place. Watch South Park in South Park, Colorado. We did actually go to the South Park 20-year anniversary show up at Red Rocks. It was really cool, actually. It was really scary. It was really scary. I've never in my life, like, I've had people pursue me before. Never in my life have I had someone that very I mean, none of that. Right, Pendragon, it's not okay. There's nothing okay about it. It's the most violating feeling. It's so fucking not okay. Like, imagine what you imagine a stalker to act like, and this person fit that literally. I mean, in your mind's eye, picture a stalker. You got it. Like, it was, if you open an encyclopedia and looked up stalker, this person's demeanor would be there. It was just all the bad. It was like the rom-com version of a stalker, but not rom-com, not com at all. Nope. No. It was like waiting in my lobby when I woke up in the morning of my hotel because he somehow found out where I was staying. Like, just not okay. Just not okay. None of it was okay. And that's the thing though. I go to TwitchCon to hang out with the community. Like, it happens every year, but we kind of like accidentally create a little conglomerate of a group of us holes, and we just hang out the whole time. Like, every day we meet up, go to get dinner together, breakfast, whatever. Like, that's why I go. I like people. I mean, even the weird ones. I'm weird, very socially awkward. That's my jam. This was a different level. It was like danger level. Oh my God, I didn't even tell you. The first time that this person appeared at the con where I noticed that they were following me, this is how they made their presence known. So I'm just like standing, I think, near Artist Alley or something, just talking to people. It's like the first day of the con, and I'm wearing a tank top. And, there's people in front of me, right? Like, I am talking to a person or some people in front of me, and I feel right between my shoulder blades. Hi, Katie. No! 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 Fuck no! No. 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 That was the year we made the safe word pickle. So if someone else in my group saw that dude, we'd all be like, pickle, 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 and then we'd disperse. It was so bad. Like, fuck, dude. It was one of those ones where I mean, you guys know, like, I've dealt with people my whole life, worked customer service, worked food service, worked in a fucking hospital unplugging Nana. I have people skills, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not ashamed to be proud of that. I have people skills. I like people. I don't feel like people's weird personalities get in the way of me wanting to know that person. This was danger. Like, you just got that nah feeling immediately. Like, one of those moments where you're like, trust your goddamn gut. This is that moment. Trust your fucking gut. It was not okay. Is that person dead now? I have no idea. I've never ever heard from him ever again. I have no idea. After that con, they disappeared from the world, which is honestly scarier because they could have a new username or something. I have no idea. If someone touched me without consent, chances are they're getting throat punched. Man, I wish I had that instinct. Okay, Barry, but now it's a joke, so it's okay. Like, I'd probably turn around, smack you in the nipple, and be like, Barry, you fuck face. Because it's okay, because I know it, and I've told you the story a couple times, but at the time, like, that's... Cheers time. This is layered, so it's bud for about a centimeter, and then it's keef. I mean, I tweeted my keef catch, but, like, this is the problem. I've got this guy. This is my Kiefer Sutherland. This is where I keep my keef. It's full. So I can't empty it anymore. So we are keefing. A good consensual creep is the best. But it's the non-consensual creeps that really get you. I've got a problem. So I'll be nursing this. You know what I'm saying? If I don't cheers every time, don't be concerned. It's because I'm fucking high. Sleaze. Oh, I was telling the story of my stalker I had back in the day. It was the first time that they came up to me and decided to introduce themselves, the way that they did that was to stand behind me and do this very softly between my shoulder, exposed shoulder blades on my skin, and whisper, "Hi, Katie." That's why we screamed. No. Never. That is never okay. Muggin, right? I know. That's the only like stalker I've had. I've had one other person who was just like fucking inappropriate. That was at PAX East. And myself, Blossoming Sun were hanging out. I think Simply Jackson was there. Drew You. This was like way back in the day. And there was this very young person who was part of the Twitch community. I think mainly part of Blossomings, but he would go amongst all of our channels and hang out and whatever. And the way that he introduced himself to Blossoming Sun was to hold up a pretty picture that he had bought from some vendor and show it to her and be like, "Isn't it beautiful? I think it'd look pretty on you," and held it up to her arm, and then went to look closer, dropped it, and licked her arm. Like, did a fake out and fucking licked her arm. Before I was aware of this situation, later that same day, I was having a class whole like ESO meetup at a local restaurant. This was in Boston. And we were all like hanging in the lobby waiting for our table. And this fucker shows up and I fuck you not. I'm like, how do I describe this? They had like, it was one of those restaurants where tons of waiting space. They probably have long lines or whatever. So they had like a vestibule that you'd like go into and then a main area you'd go into. So we were all in the vestibule because it was packed. And this fucker is in there and he like sardines his way over to me. And I'm like already kind of getting a weird vibe. His dick is out. I wish I was kidding. And he tries putting it up against me. And I fuck you not. One of my moderators and good friends and best friends in the whole world, Glut. I mean, not Glut, excuse me, Beer Bong Jin. Glut and I don't think Glut was at PAX. I don't think Glut's been at PAX East. Beer Bong Jin literally stepped like out of a movie, did that like slide in between us and took the cock for me. He took a cock! Not to mention this young child's mother was there with them the whole time. Like, there are no words for these. I mean, these are the moments you live for, but also like you want to die because of. Like, I think he was really young and very kind of mentally young. I don't know. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but man, like, nah, dude. Ginny's fucking amazing. Yeah. I didn't even see Ginny coming up. Like, I was literally like, it was kind of one of those moments where you just see someone trying to lean up against you. So you do like this. I didn't even see his like dick out or anything. I didn't see it. And I was like pinned up against a glass wall and some like barrels that were decoration or whatever. And Ginny was just like, wah. Fucking disgusting. Oh. Some heroes don't wear capes. It's facts. Absolute facts. If there's a story to define inappropriate, yeah, all of it. Honestly, I don't know which is worse. Like, I don't want to be licked. Yeah. Salutes for taking the dick for the team. Dude, seriously, though. There was an adult. Was there an adult present as well? There was, oh, yeah. I mean, we're adults, really. Yeah. His mother was there with him the whole time. And she just, like, would sit in a corner. She was, like, she reminded me of, like, that overprotective mother when you, like, had a birthday party as a kid. And you invited friends over, and there's always one mom that insists on coming to the fucking birthday party. You guys know. I'm sorry if you're that mom. Everyone thinks you're weird. But she was just like, with her handbag, stand in a corner and like, she had no idea she was not present. It was weird. What fucking anime are people learning how to interact socially? Dude, I don't know. I don't think I have the best social skills in the world, but man, I know how to fucking be appropriate for God's sakes. The kind of creepy effers that do the hold the phone under the skirt, dude. That is one of my worst fears in public. Like, that shit is so creepy. People try to film me randomly when I'm in public, no matter what. I don't know if it's the blue hair or tall. Like, I swear to God, every time I go out, some kids try to do a TikTok behind me or something. And I'm like, can you just stop it? I don't want to be in your fucking small form content. Get the fuck out of here. It's Western media. I mean, it's honestly, I think it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird to me because I consider myself a real weird person. And I would never. I just don't understand how that happens. But I mean, honestly, a lot of these situations are what led to us having our consensual emote. And that's so sad, but it's actually true. Like, I've always been, I mean, who the fuck isn't pro consent? But like coming back from these cons, I can't remember which one it was, but we literally made the consent emote because, like you make jokes about like smacking asses and shit. And unfortunately, there's some people out there that don't understand that's a joke and they will absolutely walk up to you and grab your ass in public without you knowing anything about them or knowing who they are or their face or anything. It's called common sense. I mean, seriously, like, isn't there something instinctually in your soul that says maybe not? Maybe let's not take our dick out at a restaurant, right? Maybe. Yeah, no grinding on the first meeting. Fuck, take me to dinner first. These people are fucking wild. My social anxiety was keeping me from saying hi to people at TwitchCon, whispering, tickling their backs, dicks out. Licking. Did you miss the licking? Did you miss the full arm lick? Because what the fuck? There are no answers for any of it. It's fucking mind-boggling. I don't know. I don't know. My mama taught me not to go in public with my willy hanging out. Seemed like good advice. Hard same, right? It's just, can confirm I had my dick grabbed in public by some woman, and it's a big ick. No shit. I know multiple men who have had their junk just full on grabbed by women at bars because they think that's okay. Like, no one can touch them, but they're allowed to assault a man all day. I'm sorry, it doesn't go both ways. Assaulting is bad. Period. I don't care what gender someone is expressing. You don't get to grab people's genitals. What the fuck? Period. That is weird. Weird. Who the fuck? It is. I've learned it's a hard lesson. You can't assume common sense at all. It's not common. The health code violation alone, right? Jesus. Maybe it's good TwitchCon's an inaccessible nightmare. It's such, I mean, every year I have a moment of conflict where I'm like, do I want to go to TwitchCon again? And unfortunately, all the good shit that goes down always outweighs the bad. So I always go. Cuz like as much as all that creepy shit happens, like I got to hang out with a lot of my favorite people in the entire world whom I talk to every day but never get to see their face. And there's something, I mean, like soul completing about getting to just sit down with some human beings who you talk with every single day and see their face, share a good meal, talk about it, there's I like that. I don't want it all the time, but like it's so nice. I mean seriously, 99.9% of the most important people in my life who I would step in front of a bullet for, I have met through Twitch. And if it wasn't for TwitchCon, I would really never actually get to meet them and have like that personal connection. That's really special to me. I'm glad I had a good female friend. They throat punched him for me. Good, because that's not okay. Yeah, Genova, we were talking about the dates and stuff. I was sad because I've never been able to make it to TwitchCon EU because of how fucking expensive it is, and they moved it out of Amsterdam, and I really wanted to see Amsterdam. I've heard it's one of the most beautiful cities in existence. Like, I've heard it's fucking stunning. I've been molested by women at bars. I've never felt physically threatened or unsafe in this situation, but it's still not okay. Same. Honestly, like every other moment where I've been like assaulted by a stranger in a bar or something like that, I just turn around and say like maybe because I'm kind of expecting it, which is disgusting, but I mean, it's not like it changes my life and makes me not want to go to a bar anymore, but it's definitely icky and it just feels gross. It's like I don't understand what happens in someone's brain where they just think that's okay. Luna, did you teach them a lesson? I mean, money, honestly, with COVID going around, it's definitely a likelihood. I mean, we got it. Glut, myself, and Zach all got it. Cheers. Oh, she's clogged. Hold on. I hate this when it's plugged. Nope. I'm gonna unplug it. One sec. Fucking bowl. I'll cheers you in a second. David, well, here's the thing though, like we're internet people. I don't go out because I don't have local friends. I don't go out because I just don't want to go out. You know what I mean? And I'm sure Sky is probably similar. Like, I mean, it's the caveat of, like, we could go out in public and hang out where, like, you have to be fully dressed and wear pants and, like, interact with other people, or we could hang out in Discord in our underwear and do virtually the same activities, like just talking and eating amongst one another. I don't know. It's nerds are nerds regardless. We're shut-ins. I'm sure a lot of you can identify with this. I've constructed my personal space to be the most enriching environment possible because I am ADD as fuck and I need things to do. And in order to get me out of the house and go do something, you gotta beat this. Good luck. Migrants, 100%. You feel like you're a fucking, like, meat on display. Introverts, unite! I know. It's terrible, but, like, seriously. As a former goth, I used to wear spiked sleeve collars and wrist cuffs. The amount of people who think it's okay to grab rings and pull me around, oh my god. I had a belt when I was in high school that had a chain, like, doing, like, a scalloping around the whole edge. So if I, like, twisted, it was almost like a skirt. Like, the chains would be like, chink, chink, chink. And people would fucking grab them all the time. And I was like, are you joking? Is it appropriate to touch me right now? Absolutely not. Stop it. Exactly. It's like you have to keep reminding yourself that it's gonna be fun. Like, yeah, there might be some shitty times because you're out in public and when the public's involved, like, there's no guarantees, but, I mean, if I didn't go, the FOMO might kill me. One benefit to being single now is I don't have to pay for them to go now too. You don't have to pay for anyone ever, Barry, just FYI. The positive out of it, I got to live my hermit life without guilt, and so did my fam. Dude, Quill, heart. I used to say that when the big shutdown was going on. I was like, honestly, my life has not changed in any way, shape, or form, other than I no longer have to lie to my mom about going out and doing things so she doesn't think I'm depressed. Like, for my mom not leaving the house, she thinks I'm, like, falling into a depression and I'm isolating, and it's like, nah, it's just really hard to find literally anything outside my personal environment that's more entertaining than my personal environment. The world ain't that cool. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, my favorite thing to do in Colorado is go to nature, go hiking, but it's a 2-hour drive. Unless you're a billionaire and you live in the mountains, it's like a fucking, event to get anywhere. And it sucks because everything that's not an event involves other people, which aren't my favorite. Oh, Beatree, I hate that. You gotta have your fucking hobbit hole. How else do you? Oh my shitting god. Good morning. Um, I don't know how you mentally stay alive without your hobbit hole. I don't like. How do people do? Like everybody has like their space, right? TwitchCon's always about seeing other people IRL and drinking other people's beer money. Hard, yeah. I feel no obligation anymore to in-person socially engage. Those of my friends who wouldn't hang out in Discord have melted away, and I don't miss them. I don't have any friends that don't use Discord. It probably helps. I didn't take any friends from youth. Like, I didn't make any friends in college or anything. Without saying too much, my ex never put any money into the realm, but she wasn't in a position to, so, well, I get that. I mean, I'm definitely, like, I would never go do something fun and just, like, watch my partner be miserable because they couldn't afford it. I'd definitely bring them. I get that. My not gaming fam has now seen that gaming on the internet is the damage they thought it was gonna be. Wait, is the damage? What do you mean? Yeah, King, exactly. Some of my best friends in the entire world are on the other side of the literal world. Sweden, England, Germany, and shit. It's like, fuck, dude. I'm really grateful for the advent of the internet because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have these friends. I had the most amazing time in Colorado 2 years ago when I went on my first vacation. It's because you did it as vacation, though. You were probably near the mountains. up in them, doing shit. Whereas, like, if you're a person that lives in Colorado, unless you're a millionaire, you can't afford to live within an hour of the mountains. Like, that's Boulder, where the, shacks are millions of dollars to own. So it's different. That's what I'm saying. Like, I noticed this before and after living here. People who don't live in Colorado love it. And I mean, I get so pissed when like, personally, I see that someone, like, on Twitter visited Colorado and they're like, "Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I just have to move there. I'm gonna move there." And I'm like, it's a lot different when you're on vacation versus living here. Because, like, outside of the mountains, it's just it's nothing. It's called the range. It's Kansas. Everything looks like Kansas. It's just flat, dry, and brown. Not there's anything wrong with brown if you're into it, but not my favorite. I would get so much shit letting my kids just stay home, and now we're thriving. Oh god, it jumped. Hold on, I missed it. Damn it. Now we're thriving and those peeps are not. I mean, yeah, honestly. The best days involve 4 rooms, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, gaming room, same. Yeah. I hate that that's real, but it is. Same Red Dragon, hard same. Yeah, money, exact, and that's the beautiful part. I mean, I'm never gonna deny that. If I could afford to live in the mountains, like where the aspens are, where there's nature, fuck yeah. It's literally heaven up there. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. But I'm never gonna be a billionaire. I'm gonna die poor and sad, man. We all know this. Like, I'm not gonna make it up there. So it just sucks because, like, if you like, I can't do anything on days where I work. I have to do it on a day off. And, like, I have to plan, like, if I wanna bring my dogs, that's gonna be 2 hours in the car for my dogs, which is a lot, so we're gonna have to stop multiple times, let them out, pee, blah, blah, blah. It's just it ends up a lot bigger of a deal than it should be, and I am spoiled, rotten, little pretentious prick, and I'm aware of this. I'm just so used to being able to literally hop out my back door and get lost in some woods. Everywhere I've lived in my life, that's the way it was. Woods are everywhere. It's not, like, just where rich people can afford to live. So, literally, just, like, put your dog on a leash and walk to the wood. They're right there. You just, like, then you're in them. I'm used to that, and I miss that. I miss being able to see the woods every day, whereas now it's like I go to the mountains probably twice a year, and the rest of the time I just, like, stare at the brown and hope for better. Because it's a lot. It has business tiling rich people's bathrooms. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Denver, it just I don't even know if it sucks. I can't find anything to do. I just wanna, like I feel like I bitch about Colorado, but I really don't know much about it. I bitch because I feel like there's nothing to do, but there's gotta be something. But, like, for instance, like, snowboarding, skiing, who the fuck can afford a $500 ski pass a day? And why would you want to? And that's just the pass. That's not even, like, renting equipment if you need it, or food, or gas. Like, all of the fun things have just been destroyed by rich people. If not absolutely more. That's me low guessing. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, yeah. Up because all of the shit in Colorado is like Boulder, Telluride, Vail. You all know those words because they are, internationally known as, like, these ski resorts that are phenomenal. But I've told you guys, the one time I drove through Telluride, I stopped to get food at, like a Panda Express equivalent, and it was a $37 bowl of soggy fucking vegetables on rice. That, like, everything exponentiates when you're in these areas. You just, like you can look, like, go on Zillow and look at like, the county lines, and the houses will be identical, and one is 450,000, and the moment you get over into Boulder, 2,000,000. It's fucking astronomical. It's unrealistic, really. Anyone reads Eastern Standard Tribe by Cory Doctorow? No, it talks about the time zone tribes created by online presences. What? A lot of people love Denver. That's why I genuinely ask, like, what do people do here for fun? I can't even put gas in my car. Like, I can't afford to move, but I'm, like, existentially miserable here because every morning I wake up and it's like, oh, brown. Oh, look, brown, brown, brown. Can we afford to drive 2 hours in the mountains to not see brown? Probably not. Brown. Like, I want to. I'm very much a person that's like, give a place a chance, find your own happiness there, and I'm, like, struggling, man. I don't know what to do here. The '80s ski mountain movies were prophecies. Well, here's the thing, they were already going up that high. When I was in, like, early college, like, 2007, 2008, I remember Stevens Pass in Washington, those lift tickets were already, like, $350, $400 for a day, 1 day. Because where I grew up in Eastern Washington, it was, like, $50 for a day, which is still expensive, but, like, totally feasible. So when I went to college and I was like, "Oh, I'll find a nearby me ski hill." Fuck no. Fuck that. Yeah, it's all been gentrified out, so, like, the rest of us just can't exist. We don't have any state parks close to us, unfortunately. I mean, if there was a state park close to me, it would literally be a tundra. It would be sad. I mean, literally outside of the mountains, like anything east of Boulder is flat and it's Kansas. Got to be Boulder and up to get trees and like variation in landscape. $350 a day. See, that's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. I understand that some people like that's their life and that's definitely a priority for them. Even if I had that money, I don't think I'd want to fucking spend that. It's just insane. I do. I just want to live in the woods with a perfect internet connection. That's all I want. I miss trees and like life and the sound of birds. Like, imagine if you've never been here, it's a spring morning, the sun's out, it's beautiful. You walk outside, it's silent. There's no birds because there's no fucking trees. It's weird. It's like unsettling for me. Loznay, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the class alive, and giving it any swings. I fucking appreciate you. Come to Ohio? I don't think they politically like women, do they? I mean, city shit. I do live in the woods with fiber internet and a dragon and legal weed, living my bestest life. I'm very jealous. Did I hate on OkCupid? I'm looking at a map and there are several parks with lakes, but on the south side of the city, yeah, which is like an hour drive for me. Unfortunately. I'm gonna cheers to the Vex, but I'm definitely I'm rationing. Vermont looks beautiful. I think it's kind of expensive. I don't know. No shit, 190 a day and 70 for the smaller, better skiing, in my opinion, local resorts. Yeah. I just made sausage and bacon baguettes. Yes. Gimme. Oh, my bad. I missed the joke. Sorry. I don't mind seagulls. I mean, I think I'm just used to like life. When you live around trees, you hear life. Money, I feel you. Yeah, Southside. Unfortunately, Southside is more politically red and really military-esque. Like, Rod lives down there and he's not a huge fan. That's like, Colorado Springs and shit. That's where shootings happen a lot. Sadly. Shootings happen a lot everywhere. Honestly, let's be real. America sucks. But, like, there's a lot of problems down there. What is this, Barry? Hold on. Chicken lore? What the fuck is this? Is this what you just sent me? Chicken lore? What is that? My browser just froze. Please don't today. No. No. I'm trying to get I mean, I think it's me. I think my browser just took a shard on. Everything goes wrong when something goes wrong, right? It's just got to be the world. Good morning, Taco. I hope you're well. I'm running out, and I also don't have gas in my car, nor can I afford it, and I can't to get to the weed store to afford the weed. So, like, I'm like hard. Oh my god, yum! I'd eat the fuck out of those, Barry. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Popping in between meetings on the note of OkCupid, I used to do photo moderation for them. Oh, you've probably got stories, right? Oh my god, that's so cute. The only time I care about seagulls is every time when I see the baby seagulls on the roofs opposite where I live and watching the parents teach the babies how to seagull. That is fucking cute. Nameless, thank you for summoning the class, keeping the class alive and giving it any swings. That's a really long time and I appreciate you. And thank you for using your goddamn prime. Seriously? I mean, am I missing your joke or do you have terrible timing? Dating app for dumbasses. Okay, stupid. Shut up though. I if I had to be on a dating app for some reason, that's the one I'd probably think I was worthy of. It'd just be a cesspool of self-deprecation. No, it's me. Honestly, I woke up, I mean, with a really raging headache, and I feel like I've taken drugs, so I'm not in pain anymore, but I'm, like, dizzy, and so I'm trying to keep up with chat, but if you see me looking away, I'm getting dizzy. Like, watching chat a little bit's making me a little dizzy, so I have to look away for a second. So if I missed something, I apologize. My Colorado's killing me. Cheers. Skew, a lot of places do, but it depends on the state's, like, legality of weed, and unfortunately, for some reason, Colorado hasn't legalized weed delivery. But a lot of states do. I mean, normally I do try to read everything all the time, but it's just my, you know, like doing this is making me a little fucking on a boat. I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Oh, that keef tastes so bad. But I apologize if I miss anything. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. If you're on a site long enough and are flagged as being weird, it's basically, hey, you're not going anywhere. Take a look. Take a look at these for us. Jesus Christ. No, no, no. It's not the speed, honestly. It's not. It's like this is just something that happens when I start to get a migraine. Digital screens start to fuck with my head. It's so weird. It used to happen at the hospital. Like if I had a headache, I would look into my patient's room and from 10 feet away, I couldn't read the monitor because it was black with green writing on it and it gets blurry for some reason. It's just the digital shit. It's fine. It's not pain or anything. I'm okay. Sniff a sliced lemon works wonders with hormone dizziness. Really? Sniff a sliced lemon. I wonder what that does. Isn't this a precious little bong? I know. There's actually a large version you can get on Hemper. That works really, really well. I actually have one in the mail right now. Not this one, but someone in the channel bought me a new bong and I'm excited. But it's really nice because it's like, mini. It's a little bubbler, but it's like thick. Like that entire bottom area is just thick ass glass. So it's really sturdy, really hard to knock over, which is nice for me, someone that does that a lot. I think my OkCupid account is almost old enough to be on. That's incredible. To be on OkCupid. Shut the fuck up. That's amazing. The green hit's way better. Why? How? Magic. I missed a very important thing. Fuck. See, am am I a bad person today? Is it happening? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm failing all of you today. I'm so sorry if I hit something. Wait, hold on. I wish we had weed delivery in VT, but I'd miss going to my local dispo. It's so cute in there. I do kind of like going to the dispo, and honestly, it's one of the few reasons I have to leave my house. It is. It's like I think it's supposed to be a crystal ball. I've cleaned it. Oh yeah, there. Dog fuzz. Oh my god. They come out of nowhere. I swear. You can kind of see there's like little spark. I think it's supposed to be a crystal ball. They have different colors. But the full size one is massive. It's really big and it hits really, really well. Yeah, and they clean really well too. They're not one of those bongs that's really, almost bar impossible to like clean. I like my bowl. Honestly, I like the little bong. The only thing, I mean, I think the only thing I hate about my bong is it gets dirty. Goddamn. Over Christmas break, you can buy pre-rolls of THCA to THCX. I don't know what that is, or something. Brother was telling me about it. Interesting. There is a fuzz. Why? Olfactory distraction trumps awareness of dizziness. After my bottom surgery, I had a lemon permanently on standby, and it worked. I mean, you would get kind of like, ugh, and you just sniff. Because I'm legit. I will do that next time I get like dizzy. Because I get nauseous if I get too dizzy. I'm sure you can relate to that. Like you get kind of, you start feeling the spins, and your stomach's like, whoa. I need to see some green. I'll just go to the weed store. If only. I swear there's just one little fuzz, and it's probably stuck to my nose ring. Oh my god. I need to find me a new dispensary. My dispensary main dealer. Ask friends, Lizzie. If you have friends that smoke weed or you know people that smoke pot, that's how I found my dealer when I was in Maryland. Just like if I like someone mentioned they smoked, I'd be like, can I be part of your hookup, please? Am not a cop. Surprised Texas isn't moving in, allowing weed in Texas. Too much religious shit down there, I think. Your politics, like, fuck a lot of shit, unfortunately. Because the money, I mean, the money from weed is crazy lucrative. Like, that, if anything, should get them on it. Good morning, Tactical. How are you, love? You get nauseous then, Dizzy? Oh, I need to touch grass. I feel that a lot. I have many friends that smoke pot, but not in my town. Dude, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I used to drive from Baltimore to Columbia to get my weed. It was like a 30-minute drive there and back, but you gotta sit and prove you're not a cop every time. Ugh, it was exhausting, but I did it. A nurse in the wake up room had one waiting for post anesthesia nausea. It's like an old wives' trick. That's incredible. That works. I mean, there are some there I was just listening to a podcast about this recently, how like our affinity for new and exciting oftentimes trumps like health. It's crazy. Like there's a lot of, old wives things like that that legitimately always worked, but some company wanted to market it and made like a fake of it and it was cheaper and exciting and new and so we went to that and it didn't work, but we tried convincing ourselves it did because it was new and shiny. It's really interesting psychosis. I'm glad you had an awesome nurse. I'm nervous to ask neighbors because they know our landladies. That's the thing, like, I almost wouldn't want to have a dealer too close to home just because it, like, more suspicious, I guess. It's free money. It is. I mean, I've talked about it multiple times, but, like, specifically just because I live there, when Washington legalized it, what happens is when you legalize the weed, they have to predispose where all the tax money from the weed sales is gonna go, and they made so much money, they had, like, a surplus and nowhere to put it because where they had dictated the money should go didn't need any more money. It just rakes. I mean, it's crazy. Like, look at alcohol. People will pay any tax on alcohol because we like to have a drink once in a while. They're gonna do the same for weed, but, like, weed ain't killing us, so we're gonna live forever. Like, I don't understand why people don't wanna invest in potheads. We are just as committed, and yet we don't die from it. So you've got a customer for an actual human lifespan as opposed to, like, maybe not. You know what I mean? I think about that a lot, like, and I'm not shading at people that like to have an occasional drink or smoke cigarettes at all, but, like, chances are you're not gonna live as long as me. I'm gonna be shelling money out to a company a lot longer than maybe someone who does an excess of other things that are deadly, and the only way weed can kill you is if a fucking crate of it falls on your head, or you suffocate to death. I don't know. Literally, Pitsy, that's what Washington did. They put it into schools and infrastructure, like roads. There was a crazy accident that happened, God, like 10 years ago. But a semi truck tried driving across a bridge that I guess, I mean, it was literally like a bridge on a freeway, but apparently it was too low. And the truck caught the top edge of the bridge, and the whole bridge went down. And Washington came out with the study, and it was like there are over, I mean, it was insane. I don't remember. I wanna say it was like 400. There's over 400 bridges in the state of Washington, some ridiculous number, that have never, ever, ever been checked for quality at all, ever. And so that's where they put all that money. I mean, it was phenomenal, and they still had a surplus. And, like, if you're unaware of legal weed, like, most states, I think all states, they actually have to work in cash because banks are national, and until weed is nationally legalized, they can't use banks. So, like, weed shops have just a massive safe, and that's it. I mean, they have to work in just cash. It's crazy. It's very bizarre. And this is even in legalized states because of the national bank stuff. Think of a lemon in the same way as smelling salts. That's what I was thinking. It's got to have something similar in it, right? I've never actually smelled smelling salts in my life, but there's got to be something in there that just like, like we all know what sour does. Like does something. Smell stimulation has a bizarre relation to waking up and alertness. I've definitely been woken up by a dog fart, so I believe that. There's so much merch we buy already. Sell us more, please. Exactly. Alcohol taxes don't work in Finland either, sort of. People just buy alcohol from Estonia. No shit. That's hilarious. I mean, smart. I don't think people realize that when Katie says it takes millionaires to live in the mountains, it's true, but there are little communities hidden in the hills that are with dirt roads and filled with trailers. They're very, very minute, and they want to be private. I kind of respect that. Like, I don't want to move in. They're their own community, and I don't want to ruin that. They found it first. Like, good for them. This also happens with MN as well when the bridge between Minneapolis and St. Paul went down. Yeah, it was fucking. Did people get hurt on that one? This one that happened in Washington, super bizarre, but like, I think 1 or 2 cars were on the bridge when it happened, but no one was hurt. Fucking thank fuck. But I saw pictures. The whole bridge went down with this semi. It was crazy. We had a trestle bridge that almost collapsed with over 40 cars. Where was that? Like the trestle in Seattle? Holy shit. I didn't hear about that. Ugh. Oh, Quill. You got the cold plague is the worst. Good for them, though. That's why it's a withdrawal, not a regular transaction on your debit card. Exactly, yeah. It's hard to overdose on marijuana. Like, you would need a metric ton. I don't think they've literally found it. You can't. Like, there is no overdosing, essentially. At a certain point, you're suffocating. Like, that's how much weed is in your presence, how much smoke. But, like, there's something, THC is the reason THC, the molecule works the way it does in our bodies, is it's fucking really similar looking to our natural neurochemicals. So our body takes it on really willingly and therefore metabolizes it really willingly, which is why smoking pot, you're usually high for a maximum of 2 hours off of a hit. And after that, that's a maximum. Like, that's got to be some fucking sick weed. What up, Queens? I hope you're doing well. We can say hi again if you did. I'll say hi all day. Hi. Yeah, you can use your debit card, but you couldn't use a credit card, right? I've never seen a weed dispensary where you can fucking use a credit card ever. I went to the one in Nevada and you can use your card there. Nice. You know what it is, Trouble? So I asked my brother about this because he does a lot of construction stuff and road rebuilding and stuff like that. And he said the problem is that the state can say all the tax money taken in this, Washington state. I don't know if other states have this. I don't think Washington invented it. But when I was in college, they implemented something called the sin tax. Sin tax? No shit. It's just an extra tax on candy, cigarettes, booze, whatever. And all that money was, you know, dedicated to go to schools. So of course we all voted yes for it because, like, please help the schools. But the problem is they can say like all of this money is going to go to schools, roads, whatever, but that county can refuse it if their politics don't match where the money's coming from. So then we end up with this surplus again because they can't just like decide to put it somewhere else. That's where it had to go if it was going to go anywhere. I know. I know. And like if you're unaware of Washington state, it's like visually very red, but population-wise blue as fuck. Cuz like the vast majority of human beings live in the Seattle greater metro area and they are blue as fuck, but the rest of the state, all of Eastern Washington, very red, very politically red. And even on the west side, I mean, where my family lives, like Snohomish, Monroe, farmland, very red, very red. And those counties get to decide whether or not they'll take that their drug money. And a lot of them times they don't want it. Sinful motherfuckers. And it's like, are you okay driving your fucking pothole heaven then? Why not make money off the potheads? The fuck? I don't know. I mean, take advantage of us, for fuck's sake. Oh, is North Everett? Fuck. Oh, the Everett trestle? Like the shit crumbled? That is, I mean, any trestle crumbling. That's just horrifying. Allie, my love, good morning. I did not get to mail the headphones yesterday. Literally, it was so cold, our cars are still not starting. We're trapped. Just an FYI, I will message you, but I have not left my house. It's so cold, everything died. I know. We had to we couldn't even take our dogs to get groomed and shit. We had a grooming appointment yesterday and had to run errands, nothing. Couldn't get our cars to start. It's too fucking cold. Exactly. Marijuana is impossible to overdose on, as far as we know. Because our system produces the same chemicals. Same with shrooms. You can't overdose in terms of your body, but you can in terms of your own tolerance. That's why you throw up and your body's like, no, thank you. But it's not a toxic substance. You can't technically be intoxicated with weed or shrooms. Isn't that weird? What a weird way to think, but it's true. Plus, how does one not green out without much weed to begin with? And that's the thing, like, I have not, tried to overdose on weed by any means. Weed is still expensive and I don't live that lifestyle, but I have, been very, very high and tried to get higher. Maybe I have cramps. Maybe I'm having a bad day, whatever. And just in my personal experience, I truly believe there is this plateau where either I'm too high to feel to even feel additional effects of more marijuana, or I'm literally like, you just don't get any more high and it's a waste of weed. I feel like there's this pinnacle of it where I'm just like, I'm fucking stoned. And if I'm getting more high, I'm too high to know. So why? It's just a waste at that point, which is why I kind of like nurse my bowl throughout the day, I was being force-fed edibles or something. I don't know how I've achieved that kind of high. Jesus. In my youth, white-eyeing, throwing up, wittying? What? White-eyeing? Throwing up? I've never heard that before in my life. Was so much more common. One of my besties had their blood sugar drop whenever she smoked. I mean, so marijuana is a vasodilator, which is why we often get like, I say like, oh, I'm going to get the sweats. Like if you take a big ol' hit, what it does is it causes everything in your body to dilate real massively, which means all the vessels get really big, which means low blood pressure, low blood flow, but often all the blood rushes to the surface of your skin really fast for a few seconds and you're like sweaty. And then it, gets over itself. So it could be the low blood pressure drop and all that, attributing to that as well, you know what I mean? Named after the white foam, whiteying. Whiteying. Is that how you say it? Whiteying? Whiteying. Whiteying. I'm trying to say it like you to maybe it would sound better. Whiting. I've never heard that before in my life. Weird. Whiting. Interesting. Oh my god. Tactical. Shut the fuck up. That's genius. Seriously, tax the weed, fix the holes, call it Operation Pothole.
Hey, universe! Hello! How is someone thinking of this? Genius.
That's genius. That's genius. The disposed to allow debit cards use a third-party system that does a withdrawal of funds from your bank account. Sometimes those glitch and double, triple, quadruple charge you. Always check your accounts. I've never had a glitch before. That'd be terrifying. I assume King and nearby ones take the drug money. I think King did because those roads seem decent. And there's a whole lot of pot out there. I mean, it's crazy driving around Washington State. Like, the last time I was there, we drove out near, like, Whidbey Island. And Whidbey Island, there's nothing. It's like there's a naval base, I think, right? And then that's it. It's like Anacortes area. But I swear to you, I counted 7 pot shops. I saw more pot shops and more bikini baristas, which oftentimes were in the same parking lot, than I did homes. They're everywhere. Like, I don't know how they're making any fucking money, but it's great. Good for them. Oh, Allie, at least you were able to go, and I'm glad you're safe. Yeah, I've never had my car not be able to start from cold before. That was a new one. There's still a stigma, and we potheads are doing everything to remove it. 100%. The biggest stigma to me is that we're non-functional, and we just, like, melt on a couch and go into deep depressions and do nothing. I don't know why that's even a thing, other than maybe someone who doesn't smoke pot smoking. Yeah, you're gonna kind of lay back because you're experiencing the mental effects. But people that smoke regularly, like, I don't know about you guys, but I smoke to wake up. Like, getting a hit gives me a little jolt, and I keep going with my project or whatever I'm doing. I've never found weed something to sleep. Edibles to sleep. Oh, alchemy! Yay. I actually, I bought a bunch of hornworms and I'm waiting for them to get big and juicy so we can do a feeding day. I swear there's a dog fuzz on me and I'm losing my mind. On the other hand, chocolate is toxic. Fortunately, the LD50 for humans is 1 kg per kg. Wait, so what does that mean? How much would it take to kill me? Of like pure chocolate. Like, I guess if you're eating like pure chocolate or whatever. Like, how many pounds of chocolate would one have to consume? Operation Pothole sounds too smart for politicians and right wingers specifically to take up, dude, for real. Good God. You want to know a funny story? Hold on, I'm trying to grab this link money. When I got my little Spotify, whatever year look back thingy this year, um, there was a page in the little flip booky, whatever, you're like scrolling through it, that was like, where in the world are people that listen to music the most like you? Fucking Boulder, Colorado.
Did you take your joy today? Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
I guess they're Richie Riches like 9 Inch Nails. I don't know. Oh, it's your weight in chocolate. Holy shit. How could you do that? Okay, so I'm not gonna die from it, right? Yeah, his truck won't start because of the cold. Hubs is on his way with some jumper cables to rescue him. Yeah, we have a portable battery plugged in. Games Done Quick got a dog beating Gyromite faster than I can. You know what? Dogs are great, though. Lizzie, hard same. Literally, when the steam comes off the shit before it hits the ground, you know it's fucking cold. Lester ate a gummy and I was just one with the couch. I was so relaxed, and if I moved slightly, it felt like I flew across the room. That's how I feel when edibles work. And I think this is just personal opinion, just from like using my very old chemistry background. I think it's because when you eat marijuana, it's processed differently in the body, so you get more of a body high versus when you smoke. It reaches that blood-brain barrier way quicker than if you had to go through the digestive tract, so then you get more of a cerebral high from smoking. Therefore, it doesn't make me as sleepy, I guess, or like as that like couch lock or whatever. What up, Reasonable? How are you, love? Victoria, BC? Dude, Victoria's gorgeous. Burlington, Vermont? Nope. New Orleans? The fuck? Is anybody from Boulder? What are you listening to? Beatree, did it freeze? Did it fucking freeze? Yeah, I feel like basically you would literally rupture your digestive system before you could eat enough chocolate to kill yourself. Red Dragon, kind of. We had one of those quick jump car batteries. That's what we have too, yeah. That's what we're trying. It's like how they can sell shandy to kids even though it has alcohol in it. Oh, is shandy? I think I know what that is. It's like it's basically like Boone's Farm, right? Oh, gastritis. Boo. Cheers, Yoshi. It's beer plus lemonade? I don't know what Boone's Farm is. It's like beer juice? Gross? I don't know. Boone's Farm. My shoulder's been fucked up for days, man. I think it's all the carpet shampooing, for fuck's sake. It's like a wine cooler, right? But like more watered down. I mean, we drank them, like, fuck, dude, but gross. I would take a fuzzy navel over that any day. Cause I think because weren't wine coolers, if I remember correctly, they were usually carbonated. I don't think Boone's Farm was. So it was just like syrupy. Okay, yeah, McTaggart, I think diabetes is, you're an outlier, bro. No, bad. No chocolate. No soup for you. As a mechanical apprentice? Oh my God, where are you gonna go? Are you moving out of Texas? I gotta cheers, sorry. I'm excited for you. On the sugar content to overdose on chocolate, we were just talking about that one molecule of chocolate, like the deadly chocolate molecule, you know? Is it, Sorlin, is that the same one that kills dogs? Because, yeah, I mean, if you were eating that, your body weight in Hershey's, like I mean, we could literally go down that scientific path because for real, Hershey's chocolate is the vast majority of its composition is wax. So, like, not only would the sugar greatly impact you and whatever, I mean, if there's any cocoa at all in Hershey's chocolate, but like the sheer amount of fucking wax that you would be plugging up your digestive system with, like, I feel like you would die of constipation and we would be able to like lift out a complete mold of the inside of your digestive system. Like, what would happen that level of wax? Well, I mean, Lizzie, that's literally, I mean, you can give yourself diabetes, right? So essentially, I mean, do you want to know what diabetes is? Like how it works? I could tell you, and then but I mean, I hate when I just vomit med shit at you guys. I feel like I'm really pretentious. I'm not. It's a reflex. It's a reflex. But like, there's two types of diabetes, right? One you're born with, and then one that you can develop over time via the lifestyle you live. But you can also like come out of that type of diabetes by changing your lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes it's kind of magical. Cheers. Sorlin says yes. So that LD50, that is the thing that kills dogs, and it's insanely lower, which is why you want to keep chocolate away from your fucking animals. Thank you. That's what I thought. I just didn't want to spread misinformation. Syntech, I think they have other models that aren't that expensive. This model, the Celeste, was very specifically expensive because of the colorway. This is, I mean, literally, it's almost this, like, the drivers and shit in this set of headphones are no different than their other high-quality cans. But you know, the rose gold copper and the blue made that price go up. Focal. They're phenomenal, but I mean, I went through I mean, I feel like I talk about it too often, but man, headphones. I've got a wall of headphones. That's the morgue. Just trying to, I was desperate because, I mean, streaming had become my job, my full-time gig. And every day I ended stream, I'd have a goddamn migraine. Every fucking day. Like, immediately. And it was just coming to the point where I was like, I don't know. I couldn't do anything after stream. I was just a lame horse, essentially. And I just started like trying headphones. I've always been kind of an audiophile. I love to hear my music the way it should be heard. So I just started trying new headphones based on reviews I had read. What I found is that it's really, I can't go by any audiophile's reviews of headphones, and it sucks because they're all men. And there's nothing wrong with being a man. But if you are assigned male at birth and you have lots of testosterone and just different shit going on, a lot of your body is different than mine. I was assigned female at birth, therefore I have the estrogen and shit. And most men have big ol' ears and very strong jawbones. So they love oblong cans, oval cans. And I cannot. Within an hour of wearing them, I will just start to get the most insane like ache throughout my jaw because I just don't have I don't have big ears, or I have really small ears, and I have like no jaw. Like it literally just goes straight to my ear. I don't know why. I don't have you know what I'm saying? It's just this. And so because of that, if the can is oblong, it sits on my jaw and it doesn't cause immediate pain. It takes time, and then it's that ache that never goes away. And I got real desperate because I was like, I gotta have headphones. Like, I don't know what else to do. Then I got on them IAM trains. If you are interested in IAMs, actually, BDO just gave me a pair recently that are fucking amazing and $20. What is this brand again? Say it on it. Oh, what is it? Emmy? Oh, they're really nice and just so inexpensive. Donna, good morning, lover. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, we had a week on stream where we studied headphones the fuck out of them, and I love me. I mean, nothing sounds better than these, but literally, I'm kind of like, I'm in. I get to wear them for a while, and then my head will be like, "Hey, we're gonna get migraines again," and I have to go back to my IEMs. Thankfully, the IEMs sound really good, so it's not a bad deal. But I could go on. I love to be able to hear my music. The HyperX clouds are amazing. I had the Bluetooth ones. They were so nice. That was probably that, or if you like, if you're looking for a game, more of a gaming headset, definitely HyperClouds. Those are fucking comfortable and so light. Oh my god, they're like airy. If you're looking for more of like audio headphones, I'd say Bear Dynamic. And those are like in relatively the same price range and not $1,000. These are stupid. Like, this was a moment of Katie living in a state of migraine and being very, very desperate and probably not a little all there. I mean, worth it, amazing, but no, what? I can't afford to put gas in my car. Why do I have these? Nobody knows. Desperation, really, because the only answer I got from doctors was like, here's heavy duty painkillers. Do you like narcotics, kids? Which, like, shocker, no, I do not. I don't want to if I don't have to live on narcotics. And if I can find like the root of what's causing a headache, I'd like to remove the root, you know? I did, Fatty, yeah. Respiratory therapy for a long time. Still have an active license. I keep that shit up. I don't know what any of that is, David. So, like, I guess that sucks. I don't know who that is or what any of that is. I'm staying the fuck out of news that's not critical because it's all terrible. I hate it, and it brings my mood down. Of course, you can always ask me a question. I might not have an answer, but I know a lot of other people who are on the platform actually who might know more than me, so I can always help you find someone who might have the answer. The USB connect to the computer's a bit iffy. Is all on what? Oh, on your Steel Series? Or wait, no. Which USB? Hold on, I missed something about a USB. Dude, those Sennheisers, they're really beautiful, right? And I know so many people that they vow those are the best headphones that have ever existed. Oblong cans. They've just got that tilted oval can and it kills my head. Whereas the Bear Dynamics circle can. Another good set that's a Bluetooth headset, the Sony Bass whatevers. They've got just the thickest fucking pad on them. Those are decently comfortable if you're like me and you got a sensitive head. I love my Sony WH-100. I think I have those. Are they the ones that are they're black and really smooth and matte with like a copper detailing or like rose gold detailing? I have so many. I have all the headphones. It's disgusting, but I was very desperate. Very, very desperate to figure something. I didn't know what to do. It was terrible. Dude, Bear Dynamics are sex, right? And that like velour cuff, you can replace those. Just a big FYI. If that like velour cuff cover, go on Amazon. They're super cheap. You do not need to get new headphones if those get like ripped or something. I replaced mine several times before the actual headphones broke. Oh, Allie, I know. Isn't that the saddest shit ever? My YouTube was that this morning. It was like every animal YouTuber I follow was making a statement about him, and I was like, fuck. My first daily headset was a pair of HyperX Cloud 2s, and then went to Corsair for a bit, and then went back to HyperX. They figured it out for my wide head. I agree. I mean, they're really comfortable. I didn't like that. I actually, probably one of my least favorite headsets I've ever owned was the uh, Corsair. It was heavy, and it felt like it was just heavy and had none, like, the squeeze on your head is supposed to be where the support is for headphones. It's not supposed to be the band just hanging on your head. And I felt like that headset was so stiff and so heavy, it just hung. And like the earpieces were like this weird kind of like chair conformation bullshit. I didn't understand them. They were like trying to look cool, but not useful. I wish I could wear earbuds. They always fall out. You can. McTaggart, dude. Every set of headphones, including these Emmys that BDO bought me, come with a baggie of like 20 different earbud shapes and materials. of all varying sizes. Because I am the complete opposite of you. I have like the stupidest small inner ear. Like I can't even use. I've never been able to use Apple AirPods or anything they've ever made. Any headphone, it's too big for my ear. So I always have to go to the tiniest little fucking foam earphone, and then it sits in there and it's fine. But seriously, and these were $20, these IEMs. And I have a pair of IEMs that were like $600, same. They came with a whole slew of them. Like, you should go on just Amazon or something and look for earbud tips. I would suggest the memory foam types. Those are my favorite because they cause absolutely zero pressure on your inner ear, but they fill up the space like an earplug. So they're kind of almost noise canceling. But yeah, I totally get that. I'm just the opposite end of it. Headphones sound off. What are you using? I think most people are probably using gaming headsets, I would guess. The HyperX Cloud Wireless, that's what I used to have. Aren't they great? I loved them. They sounded good and they were really lightweight. I love the Beyerdynamic 770 Pros. I think we have the 770s and the 880s because Zach and I both had Beyerdynamics. Oh, and we have some Audio Technicas. There's Audio Technicas, 2 pairs of Audio Technicas, 2 Beyerdynamics. There's an 880 and a 770 up there. There's this. Actually grabbed. There's the Sony ones I was talking about. I don't know what model they are. There's 2 Sonys. There's the black ones and there's the blue ones. A couple V-Modas. Sure. It's just a wall. It's just crazy. Half of them are broken because of fucking piss pants over there, but like a lot of them are just Katie's looking at them real sad like, oh, did it get fucking, hold on. Oh, nope, I found it. Okay. My father recently had a stent put in. He had 2 heart attacks and he keeps losing his voice, like maybe after 20 total minutes of talking. Is that something to worry about? My research hasn't turned up anything concrete. Was he intubated? Or was he put under anesthesia for anything? For the stent and stuff. I'm assuming. Yeah. I have answers for you though. This is definitely my area of expertise. We can go to town. I have those ME earphones, and the only ends that fit me are the small tapered ones. Even the smallest round ones don't fit. I use the smallest taper ones too. I like the smallest taper ones. Yeah, they work. I mean, I'm just glad they give us options now. I think Zach wears the Bose. I'm at work, so I'm using my Pixel Buds, but my headset at home is SteelSeries. I've heard, a lot of people love SteelSeries. They used to be kind of a joke. Like they were like purely only known about because they sponsored streamers, but I see them in Best Buy now and I think people really like their stuff. I don't think I've ever had a SteelSeries item. I don't think. He was conscious for the stint. Conscious, like awake while they put the thing in his inner thigh and put the little thing up into his heart. Okay, so the reason I ask is if you're ever put under anesthesia, we do some sort of airway, whether it's intubation or an LMA, which is kind of this weird temporary airway block so we can do stuff, keep you awake basically for anesthesia. But the other thing is if you have had a clogged artery, which means lower blood circulation, higher blood pressure, et cetera, and now it's suddenly blown out. I was literally just talking about this a little bit earlier, but essentially it's kind of a localized vasodilation, which means much more accurate, much more efficient blood flow, but it means that he's going to need to be taking on, i.e., drinking more fluids than he was before because his body is actually adequately pumping like it should and it needs to be filled. And so when you're dehydrated, one of the first things to go is your voice, which is why Katie gets that way at the end of every stream. And I sit here and I chug this fucking thing all day. It's kind of crazy. So we pee the moisture that we take in, right? But actually, 70% of the liquids we take on in volume come out of our mouth is in vapor. We lose the vast majority of all the moisture we take in via talking. And oftentimes the vessels and shit right there are the first thing to get hit by that effect. Which is, it's crazy. Like if I take a day off, like yesterday, I don't drink half as much water and I have to remind myself to drink water because I'm not talking all day. So I don't suddenly notice, like kind of thing. But if he went under for any reason, they had to give him any kind of anesthesia, any kind of sleepiness, and they had to do an LMA or some sort of intubation, no matter what, it causes trauma to the mucous membrane of the throat. Like, the mucous membrane of your entire airway is so delicate and so fragile, and the moment we put plastic in there and blow up a balloon to make an airtight seal, et cetera, the blood flow's cut off because those capillaries are squeezed and there's pressure against them, and the tissue starts to die, which can make it really itchy, scratchy, make you lose your voice really fast, and you just need to be drinking a lot more water. But yeah, I would say if he just can start drinking a lot more water, because it's probably dehydration if he wasn't intubated or something like that. Just because he's got more room, essentially. It's like pouring the same amount of water into a 12-liter, like, you know what I'm saying? A 12-liter cup versus a 6-liter cup. 4 liters is going to look different. Like, you need more liters because they've blown out that vessel, so it's actually the appropriate size, and it's going to be pumping the efficient amount of blood. Does that make sense? That, and he also stopped drinking beer and more Coke. Christ alive, was why was it so hard for the doctors to tell me this? Honestly, they probably didn't have time. I'm not excusing it, but in my experience, doctors are controlled by a boss that just is making money off them. And the sheer amount of times that doctors are asked, "Hey, can we take your 15-minute appointment down to 10? We could fit in 3 more patients that day," is disgusting by some fucker that has no medical license but just makes money so they run our office. Like, I've used this example before, but I used to work in a pulmonary clinic where we did PFTs, pulmonary function tests, where you like have a little hose and we plug your nose and you sit in a glass box and for a lot, and I take a bunch of tests on a computer, blah, blah. So usually a PFT can take anywhere from 45 to an hour and a half because it's a very foreign process. I have to teach it to this human being. Like, it takes a while, right? The doctor, the pulmonologist that sees the patient after the test gets 15 minutes. I don't know how they do it. Like, I feel bad for them. It doesn't excuse it, but it doesn't excuse like the way it is. But I don't, it's fucked. It makes me sad. But I think most of the time it's just they literally are just driven mad. But also, soda is a massive diuretic. So, like, this is the way. So, because I drink Monster, right? I love me some Monster. I love me some coffee. I am not an anti-caffeine person. I love me some caffeine. But a personal rule I do for myself, because I'm well aware that caffeine and caffeinated beverages are a massive diuretic, meaning they make your body dump water and hold salt because your body thinks something's weird is happening because, like, it's fucking just some chemicals we're taking in. So for every Monster I drink, I have to drink an entire one of these. I make that a rule. So, like, if I want to go get a Monster, I got to finish this first. It's basically double the ounces. Ish. Because you have to make up for it. Like, if you're drinking a glass of water, if you're drinking your 4 glasses of water and then you just drink Coke the rest of the day, you've nullified everything. You're going to piss yourself stupid. You're going to be massively dehydrated. But you like, mentally, you think you shouldn't be dehydrated because you are drinking a fluid. It's a fuck. I mean, a lot of people deal with this with soda and stuff. I love me a carbonated beverage, so I have to do this. Because, like, if I get dehydrated, I lose my voice and then I cannot fucking do what I want to do. Just hang out and talk. You know? Sugar-free, no caffeine. So the problem with sugar-free, this brings us back to the diabetes conversation that we were having earlier with Lizzie. So this is actually like a relatively recent study, meaning it's only been going on for 25 years. But they've been studying the effects of fake sugar on our body. So basically it depends what is the sugar being replaced with. Because if it still tastes good, it's being replaced with something. And if it's aspartame, for instance, you can actually trick your body by consuming too much aspartame normally throughout your life into being diabetic. Because aspartame mimics a glucose molecule. So your body will release insulin into the bloodstream to grab that glucose molecule, but there's no fucking glucose molecule. So that insulin just free floats around like, the fuck I'm not even supposed to be here today. And you can train your body to stop releasing insulin when it senses a sweet thing being taken on. Therefore, when you actually consume sugar, you will not have insulin released and you will be diabetic. It's very, very, very scary, but there's lots of sugar substitutes out there that are actually natural. They're just derived from a different plant. They don't have as many calories. I don't drink soda, so I don't know what sodas have. Like, no shit, fatty, no shit. It actually happened to you. It's very real. It's very, very creepy the way that we're kind of like re-rating the way our bodies work by consuming shit that's not food. And I do it too. Like, I'm guilty as fuck. Monster is carbonated chemicals. But I do my best to make up the difference because I don't want to be dehydrated. Like, I already have a rip in my lip. Like, I'm good. You know? Monk fruit, honey. I think stevia is a natural plant, right? There's so many now. Honestly, I do not know. There's so many. I can't even keep track of them. But there's so many different. Like, they're just they kind of are advertised as a diet sugar or whatever. But it's just a sweet something that's derived from a different plant that just doesn't have as high of calories. I know, sugar free. Like, man, I grew up in a household full of sugar free diet everything. Everything. If anyone gets any of this, it's gonna be me. Like, it's gonna be me. When I was in high school, I used to go through a case, which for those that are unaware in a different country, that's 24 cans of Diet Coke in a week. But on top of that, I worked at a fast food restaurant every day after work or after school, and I would just have a fountain drink of Diet Coke. I do not, and I don't say this as like a joke. I've seen many stand-ups actually make this a joke, but it's real for me. I do not remember drinking water before the age of 21. I do not fucking remember being offered. My dad would show up to my basketball games with a bottle of Diet Pepsi. And I was grateful. That's what I wanted. But like, water was not a non-factor. Like, I've had to train this into me. I still don't understand. It's very boring, strange, but like, I feel better and my lips crack less. So that's nice. Oh, Timon, that's smart though. Good on you for staying away from that shit. Yeah, if you've had stomach surgery, you probably shouldn't consume carbonation. I think it can do something like actually pop it, like, do damage on the inside. I've heard squash is pretty dang. We have stuff like squash. It's like Crystal Light, or what are those ones where it's like little drippy drops? We have lots of stuff like that out there. I don't know what kind of sugars are in them or anything. I know for a fucking fact aspartame's poison. Stay away from it. I literally so many gallons of Diet Coke as a youth. Look, me and aspartame. We were together. Stay away. Oh, really? Soda companies had a brief stint where stevia was a sweetener, which is fine in my opinion. Then they just stopped. I wonder if they just like lost a sponsorship or something. Did our money just die again? I mean, our music. It's got to be the cold or something. My internet's been really slow yesterday too. I mean, been really slow, is really slow. It's just not having a good time. It's got to be because it's cold or something. I don't know what else would be causing this shit. It's been doing it all day. I apologize. I don't think I've had Splenda. Soda companies. Oh, wait. Oh, this is the one. Sorry. This is a rhetoric statement, not asking for personal details, but as a non-American, there's a lot of fat phobia in medicine. If the person experiencing symptoms is perceived as overweight, obese, there are doctors who withhold information because of their bias against fat people and how our bodies work, don't work. It takes a lot more appointments to get a cause than a thin person. That gets more so with other intersections with race, class, gender, etc. I've never like I've heard this over and over. Like, I can't not believe it, but I haven't witnessed a good doctor in intensive care do that. That being said, it's intensive care where it's like on admittance, we do every blood panel possible. I'm doing ABGs, I'm doing swabs. So it's impossible to just make a judgment call because we've got all the actual numbers there, a team of nurses, respiratory therapists, etc. So it's not like one person dictating the care. It's a group of people kind of working together, and then that person is the one that just writes the orders so we can do it. So I don't like clinic settings fucking gotta suck. I mean, that's all I can come up with, man. Then there's the doctors who are idiots. Doc I had in the hospital tried to force me to take ibuprofen, even after I told him I can't have it because of Crohn's disease. He told me ibuprofen or you get no pain medications. That was a doctor? Fuck off. That is not okay. Yeah, I mean, seriously, water is something. There's so many other delicious things to consume. Why water? You know? No shit, red. I went through a 24 case of Mountain Dew in my early 20s every week, easy, till I started having kidney stones. Swore it off. Haven't had one 20 years since, but sadly, kidney stones are still bad in our fam. Boo. I'm so sorry you get kidney stones. That is some fucking nightmare, but good on you for quitting it. Hard same. Have you, like, tried one since? Because I've tried a Diet Coke. I hate them now. I think it tastes disgusting. Honestly, the idea of this, like, bubbly brown water really kind of mentally freaks me out now, and I used to just live on it. Like, I would have a Diet Coke by my bed and wake up in the middle of the night to take a swig and go back to sleep. It was sick. Like, in high school. I do not remember consuming water. There's absolutely fat bias in the medical industry, hands down. I just had a surgeon tell me I needed bariatric surgery before performing an emergency gallbladder removal. It's not an emergency if they're not willing to cut it out right now. You know? You can't go throwing around, we need to do emergency surgery, but first, like, I don't think that means what you think it means. Well, that's Spurp. That's one thing I learned is that everything tastes better with a glass of water than it does with any other beverage. Like, any beverage takes over that, like, the flavor profile of whatever you're eating. It's stupid, but I totally found, and it's just like, when you're never offered water, you wouldn't know that. I have a question about navigating the healthcare industry. How the fuck do you get a doctor to take you seriously when you have a mystery condition? Honestly, usually you have to find doctors, and I don't know how to search for them because I've always kind of had a personal reach into medicine because of my family. Like, if I needed a specialist, my family would be like, "Oh, we'll call around." But there's different types of doctors all over the place. But the doctors I've worked with specifically, usually what happens is, like, say you are an intensivist, i.e., you work in intensive care, the ICUs with me. Usually, you only do that a couple days a week because you're working 24 hours, you don't go home or anything like that, and then you're kinda required by a lot of hospitals to go work hours either in a clinic or in research, and the doctors working in research tend to be the ones that I find most people have a lot more success with because they're not stuck in the rote, like, find the recipe in the mental Rolodex, follow recipe. They're more like, let's step out of the bounds of this situation and look at it from different angles because that's where their mindset is. Unfortunately, and I say this with love in my heart, they tend to have exactly zero human skills. And I fucking hate working with that person. But they are the smartest human I've ever worked with ever. But their people skills are, oh, and you have to, like, as a respiratory therapist, like, they're the one who writes the order for me to unplug Nana. They will come in and she'll go fast, don't worry. See, she's gasping. It'll be over quick. And you're just like, oh my God, get the fuck out of here. Oh. And they mean no harm. It's like, they're brain people. They're academics. Stay in the library. I know they have to come do this because they're practicing medicine, but, like, the bedside manner, that's the word I'm looking for. Their bedside is, oh, it's broken. It's so broken. I've told you guys, this is one of the worst, and then we need to take a break. I gotta pee really bad. An Dirk, what? ER doctor I worked with many, many moons ago. Tiny hospital, was one of these, just did 2 days at the hospital and then went to academics all the time. And we had this little girl come in who, she was maybe 5 years old, and she had, like, run full bore at another little girl, and they smashed their cheeks against each other, and she just had a gash, I mean, huge, down to the bone. So we were gonna do stitches, and, when we're doing something quick in the ER, like resetting a bone or doing stitches, we usually give you a nice fentanyl propofol little nighttime, nighty-night, and you go to sleep, and then you wake up 15 minutes later, and it's all done, and you're like, "Have you started?" And we're like, "Oh, bitch, we're over it." Like, it's great. And this little girl's parents just happen to be Italian immigrants, like, they very heavy accents. English wasn't very strong for them, but we were doing our best. And this doctor starts pushing the propofol, which, for those of you who don't know, it looks like milk. It's very identifiable. It is white as fuck. She starts pushing it, And it starts going, and she sees the parents' eyes watching it, and she goes, "Oh, don't worry. This is just the stuff that Michael Jackson had a little too much fun with. Ha ha ha." And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stay in the library! Oh my God! So the rest of my, life is spent trying to explain to these poor Italian people who do not speak English very well. Like, she's kidding. She was kidding. It's not a joke. I know it's not a joke. I know it's not funny. No, your daughter's fine. See, she's waking up. It's fine. Stitches are, oh my God. Like, whereas docs that are always working with people, i.e. in a clinic and the intensive unit, they tend to do that by choice, which means they like people. They have bedside manner. So working with that kind of doc can suck because they're very cold. You're not going to get your hand held, usually. I've never experienced it. Like, they're very cold, very emotionless. It's very factual. You know what I mean? They're not going to use soft language to describe situations. And that can be really hard for some people. Like, they take it personally, and it's like, it's a personality type. And unfortunately, it makes them very, very smart. It makes them really good at the research they do and the papers they publish. But like, oh my God, the personalities are just, whoa. And they're usually very nice and very fun people, but like their mouth is just, you guys, a lot of you have known me for like almost 10 years now. I have a mouth, and I have still yet to ever do anything at that level and say anything like that in front of a patient or their family. Are you kidding me? Time and motherfucking place. My mom went to the ER because it hurt to breathe, and the doc sent her home with Tylenol. The next day, a radiology nurse, first appointment, asked her about her pain, looked at her chart, realized she just had a hysterectomy, and sent her back to the ER for a CT scan. My mom had a blood clot larger than your hand in her lungs. I just have to say I'm really, really, really glad your mom had I don't know why she went to the radiology nurse the next day, but I'm so glad she had a second opinion to say, are you fucking kidding me? Because, oh my God. It's so hard for me to even conceptualize that happening because and you can't generalize personal experience. In my personal experience, hospitals want to make money. They are a business, unfortunately, and they want to make as much money as possible. So as many superfluous, shitty tests that we can throw at you and make your insurance maybe pay for that we can, they usually are like, yeah. You know? Like, to us, I want every number ever because the body is a whole picture. To me and to every medical professional, like, just because I'm a respiratory therapist doesn't mean I only want your breathing numbers. I want to know what your pee looks like. Are you shitting? Like, what are your bowel tones? All of that has to do with my profession. So to me, they're not superfluous. But like the fact that are they just fucking lazy? Is it lazy? Also, Pasty, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs in the chat, you generous fuck. Thank you. Savage Del Panda, Ice Penis, Strahd, Mad Ernie, and Girth and Tonage. Girth and Tonage. Go forth and be consensual in all the ways because you're nothing but a consensual bot wizard. Enjoy your emotes, and I appreciate you. I've been trying to tell my doc I'm experiencing early menopause symptoms, and she keeps going, yeah, I'm 41, but my mom also had early menopause. I get docs know their stuff, but it's hard to make them listen to patients about their own bodies. It's really, really, really hard because, I'm sure you're aware of this, like, the vast majority, especially depending on where your doctor is, they see a lot of people that are just lying. We have such an epidemic of addiction. It's a sickness. I do not villainize, nor do I want to, like, throw shame or shade on people who suffer addiction. But unfortunately, I feel it may have jaded a large population of doctors into kind of being a little haphazard with people who are, in my opinion, clear. It's so clear when someone's drug searching. Like, you're not sneaky. We are fully fucking aware of what you're doing versus someone who's actually in pain or actually going through something. It creates this atmosphere though. And I don't know how they don't see it though. I don't know. I'm not the most self-aware person in the fucking world, but like, here's the thing though, Quill. They might have not the best bedside manner in the world, but these are the people who would murder someone to be valedictorian and get an A. And you are now a test. And they're going to do everything to get an A. That's what I mean when I say they're some of the best doctors I've ever worked with in my life. It's just a pain because they're personally very ugly to work with. Because they're just, oh, God, shut up. You know? But, like, they know everything. Like, we've all specialized, you know, except nurses. They know everything about everything. But, like, I feel like it's a lot less, where's the fuck is my chapstick? It's a lot less jarring if you're just aware of that going in. Like, go into it assuming your doctor is Sheldon Cooper. Not exactly, not to a T, but on that level of, like, the project and you are more important than the niceties. Because you're an A. I'm gonna get an A, which is saving your life and fixing you. And they're going to, you know? It's like a determination thing, whereas, like, and I'm not saying any doctor is better than any doctor, but a lot of medical professionals that work in more routine positions, i.e. an ER where you're treating them a lot, or a clinic where you're just dealing with people with colds and aches and pains and stuff like that, you can get into a mode where it's like rinse and repeat, and you get stuck in like, well, this is the solution for everybody else. If it's not the solution for you, I don't have anything. And that person that we were previously talking about that's kind of not on it is never, ever going to say that. They'll die before they give up, you know? And it may be because you're not a human and you're a project, but at least you'll live. You know what I mean? Basically kind of a Vulcan. Kind of. I mean, I don't say that lightly. Like, they kind of just make you never know what's going to come out of their mouth because they're just kind of, you know? I'm not the one that, they'll go fast. Don't worry. That's a real story that happened to me. Like, in all other instances, when I am going to terminally extubate a patient, meanings we are extubating you with the full expectation you are not going to carry on breathing by your own because you're probably brain dead or something. 99.9% of the time I do that, I'm usually alone with the family, the patient, and probably my nurse. Because nurses are bleeding hearts and they love their patients and they're not going to just let them die alone. Never in my life have I had a doctor, before that moment who I was talking about previously, have us line up against a wall with our hands behind our back and stare at the patient as they died while narrating it. It was so cold, so impersonal. And you want to know what? It's so sick. That patient took 35 minutes to die. That's how long I should be up by that bedside holding that motherfucker's hand, wiping the drool on their face and trying to help them through the process. Not standing against a wall and staring like a fucking science project. And that's what happens when they end up in intensive care. Like, yeah, they're dying. You're right. This isn't the way we should go about it, however. Yeah. It's not. They were talked to about that situation, actually. I was not the only person to say, hey, this isn't okay what this doc made us do. You know? Like, oh, yeah. Oh, she was taken out of intensive care for a while. She's a good doctor. I'm not shading any implications of that, but her personality was garbage. Just trash. No warmth at all. She would heal you. You would get better, but it wasn't because of compassion. And it was very odd. Like, I feel like I'm a very compassionate person. I would never, ever do anything like that. So it's so weird for me to even interpret her. Like, I couldn't get a feel. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're going to do. You're like a weird time bomb of just, like, awkward. They're borderline sociopath. That's what it was. Like, and I'm not just saying that to agree. She seriously did not smile with her eyes if she smiled. It was the, thank you, Katie. You've been a great help today. Did I do it? It's really hard for me to smile without my eyes, but I think I did it. If I don't look at myself, I can do it. It's giving people dignity in death and giving people dignity, Lizzie. Honestly, not even in death. That's another thing that like, because especially if you're in the ICU situation, I mean, everyone in the ICU, all you have is a gown with like 2 ties in the back, and that gown is tissue paper. Because we need to have access. I mean, if you're in critical care, you're in critical care, which means we need to have full access to every inch of your body at any fucking given time. So you're just out and like I mean, all the nurses that I've ever worked with and respiratory therapists, in my experience, we've always like go out of our way to like make sure your gown is pulled down before we leave the room, make sure your sheets are up, make sure the blinds are drawn. Because literally sneezing and your net sack's out. I mean, these gowns are a joke. Any of you that's been in ICU knows they're fucking laughable. Like they're so tiny. And just allowing someone the little shame we can, with also the knowledge that I might come in at 4 a.m. and like flip you over and have my fist up your ass because something's wrong and I want to make sure you live through it. But I'm going to try to give you all the fucking pride I can fucking fathom. It's another thing we're taught. This is taught in school as well when you go to med school, but like respecting a patient's room is a really big deal because to me, it's room 10 and I've seen 20 million people in that room. But for the next 48 hours, that's the only space they have like control over and autonomy over and respecting that, i.e., knocking on the doorway, even if there's no door, ICU is just sliding glass, whatever, they're all open, knocking and being like, hey, is it cool if I come in? Blah, blah, blah. Like just respecting someone's space. Like we're both under the understanding, myself and the patient, that I don't have to. I could go in them, whip them over, and fucking fist them all day if I needed to save their life. But I choose to. Because I truly think feeling like human helps you heal like a human. Like people will respond the way you treat them. And if you treat someone like they're a fucking animal, they're going to act like an animal. Smile without the life. I did my best. Thank you. I've had a few experiences with doctors thinking I'm drug searching. I imagine it helps when it's a kidney stone because I'm all pale, cold sweat, heavy breathing. You've literally got some spiky piece of hell going through your penis. The soulless flight attendant smile, yeah. 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 Wait. People die in hospitals a lot, and I think a lot of people just associate it with clinical. Like, no, it's a place of intense human experience, and human experience survives on community and emotional support. And the people that leave hospitals with the most life-altering experiences are usually the families. That's the part I think a lot of people don't like. We get real annoyed by family because they just tend to hover and be in our way and kind of be, yeah, I know you want to lick where you cut me and be, you are ruining the flow of my job because I have to do this 20 times after you. But you got to step back and realize that some of these people are watching the most important person in their life fade before their eyes. And everything in that room is going to be stained into their head for the rest of their existence. And like remembering that is so important. If you're not vibing with the empathy and stuff, humans are, empathy should also be. It's what makes us who we are. If you're not vibing with the empathy stuff, fine, make space for other people that do that in your absence. Like Mortician Bestie, oh my God. Even post-death, the most important thing is talking the patient guest through whatever she's doing. And you've heard me talk about that with all my patients that have been in medical comas and or brain dead. I mean, least we can fucking do. I would always narrate everything I was going through, talk to my patient, regardless of how fucking unconscious they looked. And I got some funny looks from family members sometimes. And I was like, you know what? Can you imagine being locked in there and not one person acknowledging your existence? You have no fucking idea what they're going through. Get out. Least you can fucking do is talk to the human under your hands like a human. It's so sad. Dog hair. How do you shed on me all the time? Magic. I was on fentanyl and Vicodin for a year, and ear doc thought I was pill seeking because my pain was at a 10 out of 10. But wasn't screaming or whatever, and he ran tests and came back apologizing, pain med syringe in hand, and said, I don't know how you aren't screaming in pain. Because you're not supposed to compare personal pain scales, you fuck ass. It's like rule number fucking 1 in med school. My 10 out of 10 is not your 10 out of 10. And your 10 out of 10 is not that person's 10 out of 10. Maybe this patient's been in their 10 out of 10 a few times. Fucking Christ. He ran tests, yeah, immediately admitted me because I was a day or 2 away from it killing me, and that's how I was diagnosed with Crohn's. Holy shit. When I did my clinical pastoral education until I spent almost so much time with doctors and nurses as with patients, same. I mean, you're a team, right? You're a fucking team. What else do you think I want? Well, that and I mean, the crazy thing is, and again, can't generalize personal experience, but in my experience with drug seekers, they have that same attitude that nurse had in that a 10 out of 10 should look like a 10 out of 10. And nurses and respiratory therapists and doctors in the know, 9 times out of 10, 10 out of 10s don't look like a 10 out of 10. The screaming and the crying and the dramatics is looking for drugs. Like they're doing what you think they should be doing, but that's not what they do. Oh, no shit, twice a day? Damn. Fist me back to life. We've had to fist poop out of people. My mom had to have intravaginal brachytherapy with her cancer. The nurses were always so damn careful that she was fully covered. Okay, good. It's sometimes seriously to our disadvantage. Like, it's very annoying to try to do that, but it's the least we can do. Like, fuck, dude. We're poking and prodding and fisting, for fuck's sake. Like, give people some autonomy. I called a notifier. So this is the landlord. I called a notifier that our toilet broke suddenly and started spraying water everywhere. Oh my God, it's like a movie. And the second that's dealt, and she's like, quote, "Have you seen the email I sent you about rent yet? I'm trying to work with you, but it doesn't seem like you're willing to work with me." Um, um, so your toilet is literally bukkake the bathroom? Yes, crying and shaking. The shaking and the pale. Oh my God. People that are in like the worst pain of their life, like, I think this is what's happening, but I think, at least when I'm in pain, this is what happens. You clench so hard that you actually vasoconstrict yourself by like bearing down and clenching because of the pain, and their face is like blue. I mean, there are so many visual signs of someone that is in some fucking crazy pain. It's almost like their body cannot perceive how to react to it. So they can't cry or scream or really even vocalize. It's just pain. Yeah. I've never used my 10 out of 10, saving it for the special occasion, probably death. Can you put that on a shirt for nurses, please? Because, like, it's so relatable, though. Literally in our nursing, it's so good. You had no pulse or because you were clenching. Yeah, I wonder if that was maybe a nurse that doesn't work the ER normally or something. We're in the process of moving out, by the way, and she wants the rent for the lease. She wants the rest of the rent for the lease. So Queens, I don't know if this is like state specific, but every state I've ever lived in, if your landlord is not providing livable accommodations, you are not required by law to pay for said accommodations. I don't know how to go about that, but like a toilet explosively spraying water everywhere every time you try to flush it is not adequate living conditions. And I would look that law up and maybe send a link to your landlord ASAP. I wouldn't either, but like maybe she'll come fix your toilet if she's aware of this law or something. Cause like fucking what? It is. Okay, so Pendragon says that's true everywhere. It's called warrant of habitability. See, I wasn't sure. I just knew personally that was a thing. And it's like the basics, like they can't force you to live in black mold, for instance. They can't force you to live in bad plumbing, etc. Like you have to have heat, access to heat. And like most apartment buildings, if I'm not incorrect, you're actually required to keep your heat at a certain level because the whole building requires or like relies on everybody to keep their heat up to a certain level so the pipes don't freeze. So usually some heaters won't even go below a certain knob. I was curious, a hardcore look, but I was curious talking about living with pain in EDS. being talked about through medical schools, or does it go unfocused? You know what's so wild? I had only heard of EDS one time ever, and it was in a abnormal psychology course. Like my 3rd year of university-ish. And then, like, you know, life. Fast forward 10 years, meet my girl Eliza. She's my community manager, best friend, soul sister. Literally gets diagnosed by a specialist with EDS while we're friends. And now I know, like, a bundle of EDSers. Like, you're actually pretty prevalent. Unfortunately, I don't think it's talked about. Like, it's from what I hear about from my friends who have diagnosed EDS, it's pretty damn hard to find a specialist that takes you seriously or actually, like, looks at your disease like something that's treatable and not just something you self-diagnosed with. It's really, it's sad, but honestly, like, the only I'd heard of it one time before. And it was in because there was something about EDS going alongside some abnormal psych, you know, whatever. Some sort of disease process that went hand in hand. But that was the only time I'd ever heard of it. And Eliza went through, I mean, hell. And I'm sure you can identify with this if you're diagnosed with EDS, because I haven't heard a different story yet. But everyone I know that has it, like, they go through hell to get diagnosed, and then it's just a constant battle to just fucking prove it to people and try to get some sort of treatment or understanding about the disability that literally, like, your joints can just flop backwards at any given time. Like, you're like, you know, those dolls where you push the bottom of the platform and they're like, blue, blue, blue. Like, that's how I picture EDS at any moment. It's very scary. I myself am stretchy and I have POTS, but I have never been diagnosed with EDS. So I can empathize on a lot of levels, but not the whole thing. My housemate has EDS and there's no specialist in the country. In the county, excuse me. No shit. So it's private or nothing. Look at this baby girl. All right, let's take a break. You want to go outside? Do you go potty? Ma'am. I really want to scroll back up on chat because I missed something. But dogs. You didn't get groomed yesterday, huh? Because we couldn't start a car. Yeah, don't get my lip, motherfucker. Luckily I have a doctor that understands EDS, but I've also run into a lot of medical staff who just don't have any understanding with it. Seriously, the only reason I have any modicum of knowing of what it is because I've just happened to meet a lot of people who have it. Personally, it sucks. It's one of those things where it's like specialist or nothing so far, and that's very sad because I mean, it doesn't seem that rare considering I could probably count 5 people who have it diagnosed on one hand, not including yourself now. I don't know why it's treated like it is. I feel like maybe it's one of those things that is a lot more common than they realize, i.e., it's kind of a comorbidity to POTS, I think. And maybe because of that, it gets overlooked or underdiagnosed. Underdiagnosed. My God. You're just holding on to me now, baby girl. Retracting my own memories of the memories that I suppressed long ago. What do you mean? All right, let's go outside. Go on. They're going to claw my face. All right, quick break. Hopefully I'm sorry if the music just stops out of nowhere. I guess it's the internet is just really, really slow today. I don't know. Are you kidding? Is it the cold? Hold on. Hold up. I'm closing everything. Why are you like this today? What did I do to you? You're a bastard. I'm just putting it on Spotify because I can't get anything to load. I don't know. It's shit. I was diagnosed with EDS when my left. Oh my God. Your left lung collapsed in 2008. And then you're right in 2010. Ah! And they wouldn't stay up after surgery. Oh my God. And that was like the connective tissue? Did they have to give you surfactant? Jesus. I'm real glad you're alive. I'm real glad you found someone who knows what the fuck they're doing. I mean, spontaneous pneumothorax is something, it's literally spontaneous, like it always happens. It's ultra fucking common though in this really weird demographic of assigned male at birth human beings between the ages of like 16 and 30. And I've seen it a lot, like pneumothorax, but never was it associated with EDS. So that's, I mean, I'm gonna read up on that because that's honestly, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot. I mean, I was just describing this to people the other day, like the connective tissue that causes, the tension, and that's why your lungs go in and out and shit like that. Yeah. No, oh my God. Yep. I'm not fucking with you. Nothing bothers me to the point of not being able to handle it other than bone stuff for some reason. Like, they've had me help them reset bones and stuff and hips and in the ER, and it just fucks with me. But this one patient I had who had spontaneous fucking pneumothorax, and I don't know what they did for yours, but if you come into the ER with a spontaneous pneumothorax, usually they think they're having a heart attack because that weight of that collapsed lung. We don't use this thing anymore, but there was this mechanism we used to reinflate said lung, and it was literally like a glass clear box on what looked like a needle you would use to inject like basting fluid into a turkey. Like, that's the fucking gauge of it. And they felt down to a certain, intercostal, and the doc just set the needle against the skin and started pushing. And like, you have cartilage and shit between your ribs and all sorts of sinuous tissue. And like, the kid was completely conscious and awake, just sitting there. And I was watching it, and I swear to fuck, the room went whoop, and I was like, oh God, and just sat. I didn't faint, but that's the closest I've ever come to fainting in my life. It was watching that pain. It was just the pain on this human's face. Like, fuck, dude. I would never, ever want that. Yeah. I had chest tubes in my little suitcase. I called it, the little chest tube sack. Yep, you've got the intercostal muscles and shit. I mean, and it took so long. I mean, that was it. It wasn't like, a syringe needle. Like, the doc was, I mean, I feel like I need to do this because I almost fainted and that never happens to me. The doc was literally doing this with it. Like, full body to push that shit into the chest. And then what you had to do is take apart that little box and like pump it. And that would somehow like re-equalize the pressure in the lung or something. But it was the like, and then the guy sitting there like, oh my God, like the pain. And he couldn't speak. Oh God. It's the only time I've ever almost fainted though. I'm so sorry you went through that, but I'm glad you found a doctor that helps you, because Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, to get between the ribs. I mean, when we do like a chest tube here, we use a scalpel. Like, we do a minor surgery procedure, which I'm sure you're aware of if you had that happen to you, where we like put out the gauze and everything and slice you open and we put it in. We're not sitting there with like a beveled tube, like trying to fucking force it through all that. Ever. I'd never seen anything like this. It was just traumatizing. Have you ever had it? Pat, have you ever had it though? Hi, Bold. I hope you're doing well, honey bean. My surgeon had to cut out my top portions of my lungs since they were too damaged, and he roughed up my lining to stick. Oh, yeah. They did like an ablation, huh? Oh. Thankfully, you got a lot of lobes, right? Good fuck. You're a survivor, bitch. Seriously, like, that's a lot. I can do spontaneous pneumothorax since I'm tall and skinny guy, then combined with Marfan syndrome, yeah. You just gotta be careful. There's no way, like, we don't know why it happens. That's the scariest thing. I couldn't even tell you how to maybe prevent it from happening if you are of that demographic that gets spontaneous pneumothorax way higher than anybody else. We don't know. It's just one of those weird, like, we don't know things. We know the stat. I remember my evil nemesis. I love that. My evil nemesis kept having her lungs collapsing. She was pure evil, but I still felt bad for her. I mean, I think the only person that I wouldn't feel bad watching be in pain would be, but, like, I would never wish evil on anybody. I could really hate somebody and dislike them as a person, and watching any person in pain. I mean, that's like at the hospitals. If we get prisoners in who are bad, they're often handcuffed to the rails, and they have a cop escort that never leaves the room and never leaves their side. And we are never, ever, 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 ever told what that person has done because of the fear that we might care for them less. And I know I can speak for myself, and I think I could probably speak for most of the people I've ever worked with ever, unless they've got some underlying fuckery. Like, no matter how evil you are, I'd probably still help you. Unfortunately. Like, my soul, says heal and cannot watch pain. Like, I might smile if you die, but while you're in the midst of pain, like, there's just no fucking way. I can't imagine someone not. I don't know. Dude, imagine though, getting that jabby lung through all that flesh. You'd literally need the one for turkey. 2 guards, no shit. You get 2 now? We'd get 2 sometimes, but usually it was 1, and they'd always have like this little, we'd like push this little child's desk outside the patient room and they just sit in it. They're really nice. They'll talk to us, but you are not. I mean, you just learn not to ask, but they will never tell you what that patient did because they're so scared we might take care of them less or something. Which there's probably someone out there that would. Like, fuck that person. You shouldn't be in medicine. Like, if your calling is to pick and choose who you heal, maybe not. We don't know their name either, David. They don't put their names in the charts, nothing. Also, if anyone ever finds out you go home and Google your patient, you will go to jail. That's some HIPAA shit. Because we know a lot of names and a lot of personal information, but the moment you walk out that front door, you don't know what the fuck's behind you. Like, you have to basically, doesn't exist. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you are, and I'm just here. You just, none of it. I've seen nurses fired because they went home and searched for the Facebook of somebody and then added them as a friend of a patient because they had a crush on him. He was cute. I think they actually did end up dating, but she was still fired. Major HIPAA. I don't know how they found out, but like, would you risk it for the biscuit? Because I fucking wouldn't. Ever. The irony is, like, even in an ICU, the vast majority of my patients are conscious and talking. I do just do this, but like these people that go home and Facebook search people and like try to do secret research, you could just talk to your patient. People love to talk about themselves. Like, fucking love it. And they're stuck in a hospital bed with nothing else to do. Are you kidding me? Just ask. Don't be weird about it. Fuck. Like, they're bored. I hate name tags. I got a name tag. I got a name which is pretty not common, and I get stalked by patients a lot. One of the first hospitals I ever worked at put our last names on name tags, and I got some weird internet activity on my Facebook from people looking me up. But the other 2 hospitals, we did not have our full name. It would just be first name and RCP or whatever, which was nice. But yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. In a federal prisoner, patients were generally happy to be in the ward, like at the prison. Mick Taggart, I really like that. I don't wish evil on people, and I don't support wishing ill well on other people, but there are a few people in this world I'd love to have 5 minutes alone with. Off the record. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Are you gonna work today? Hold on. I'm desperately trying to get music. I'm sorry. I think the cold must have done something to because everything's just so slow. Let's try. Can you hear it? I'm trying Spotify. It's the best I can do. I don't know why I don't know. Dude, Kel, that's stupid. Fuck that shit. You can hear it? Okay, perfect. Break. I have to pee really fucking bad. Stand up, stretch your dick, slow to bowl, do what you need to do. I'll be back in a few. And then it'll come around and do like, and I'm like, ah! But it's nothing. So. I think it's just static. It's so dry. I have so many fucking hair products in though, man. It's crazy. There should be no more static. my browsers aren't working right now, David. I'll have to watch it later. Is it good? Could you narrate it? I was gonna say, maybe do you guys, I was gonna pick up, fucking words. We could play a few hours of Alan Wake and Bake. I said I was gonna pick it up this week. Not looked at it. Fuck! I could play it on this PC, but the audio would get banged. Is there like music in it? DMCA music, or would it be like? Because I could try it on the gaming PC. It's just this one, the audio will be in the VOD. So if there's any like DMCA fucking music in there, I'll get fucked. That's the only risk. Oh, it's YouTube. It wouldn't even load. I couldn't. It's YouTube. They broke the ad blocker. They broke ad block. Okay, so it's not just me. Good fucking Christ. I feel like it's always me, man. Dude, Nova Drive, thank you. Svelte? What does svelte mean? Smooth? I've used that word. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to send it, I just don't know if there's going to be, if there's, I would. I mean, it might, but if it's YouTube, it's not going to play for any of us anyways, so like, fuck it. Fuck, how am I going to see chat? Wait, if it's just YouTube, I should be able to see chat on a browser. Hold on. If I pull up a game, you're on that PC, the PC that's being a bitch. But if it's just YouTube, we should be fine. My chat just reloaded. Enter. Welcome to the chat room. Thanks. Thanks so much. Oh, no shit. I had to uninstall it until they make a workaround. Interesting. Yeah, I have ad blockers so that yours just reconnected too. Interesting. I love when the internet's questionable for a day. Isn't it fun? We're all having a really fun time. We'll play games, because games can't be halted, right? I don't even remember where we were at now in Wake and Bake. I'm trying to remember what was the last story piece I grabbed. Not that they're even in congruent order or anything like that. Not that it matters. I'll remember. I'm sorry the internet's being a doof today, guys. Well, I guess just YouTube. Lame. Same, JJ. Everything of mine, nothing would load, and it just kept, like, I had music on, just music, and it would just pause every, like, 15 minutes and just stop working. Is uBlock still working as an ad block on YouTube? If it isn't, I'm dressing in black and having a damn morning. That's what I'm saying. Like, it sounds like they just broke ad block. I can't live without ad block on YouTube. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I would do. I watch so much YouTube. Like, I will also, I mean, are we in a day of mourning? Because I can't handle that lifestyle. I watch stupid amounts of YouTube. Like, am I actually going to have to listen to the podcast versions now? God damn it. I can't wanna. The bow-legged one. You guys all pay for premium? That's what I do that on Spotify. Spotify is probably the only weird thing that I pay for no ads on because I literally listen to it so much. Yeah, there's a fucking, like, reason there's ad blockers. I just don't, like, why can't they just do banner ads? If your insurance advert interrupts my binging wildlife videos, I will not be purchasing said insurance. Thank you. I feel that viscerally in my bones. At this point, if I see an ad more than once to the point where I recognize it, I have now made a mental note to never buy anything from you. Ever. Ever. Not that I was gonna. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a fucking ad in my life where I'm like, oh, fuck, I need that. Ever. Brought to you by Vagisil. You're just making enemies. You're ruining my day. Stop it. If you're gonna pay, might as well get YouTube Premium because it includes the music app. You're paying anyways, right? I mean, if you're literally paying anyways, yeah. It's not so much the YouTube, they police YouTube content creators and their content with algos, but it seems to be unable to find a fuck to give about the blatant scams and bullshit advertisements. It's disgusting. The sheer amount of fucking abusive family channels, sniper wolf-esque people, just people out there like looking to make a dollar, like fake crypto shit and mining it off of innocent strangers. And yet, like, all of these podcasts that are trying to inform us of these terrible people, they can't say sexual assault. They can't say rape. They can't say, child. They can't say the word child sometimes. Like, they can't. YouTube would rather block us knowing about the information than literally block the fucking shitty person. It's so weird. It's so weird. They're wild. Every influencer platform has problems. None of them are perfect. Twitch has never been profitable, but I'm glad I chose this one. Not just because I feel like I don't just have, I don't feel like I have like fans. I feel like I have a community that I actually talk to every day versus just like a comment section. No shame. But like, I'm so glad I didn't go that way. They fight so much. It's like, we all just want nipples. They can't speak half the time because the algorithm will fuck them. They can't even say the word COVID. Like, it's just crazy. Spooky and crime stories for the win. Don't interrupt that shit with your Vagisil ad. I'm out. This is why I sucked it up and got premium. Yep, worst thing in the world is being half asleep listening to ASMR and then getting a heart attack from a loud ad. Oh my God. I have that same thing happen, but it's usually like I'll put on, you know, a YouTube music playlist while I'm in the shower and an ad will start, but it's one of those ads where if you're not there to click out of it, it'll go for 20 minutes. In the middle of a song, a 5-minute song. It's insane. If you're watching this and not taking advantage of the new secret government tax credit, etc., fucking leeches, yeah. Yeah. I completely stopped drinking Dr. Pepper years ago because the ad interrupted a show I was watching twice in a row. Spite it is apparently a significant driver of my purchasing choices. Hard same. Spite drives a lot of me. And like my stepdad said this too when I was really little and probably saw an ad for like a toy I wanted and I begged for it and I was like, "Oh, my friends have it. I saw it on the TV. It's got to be good." And my dad straight up said, "If it's got to have an ad, is it really that good?" And I've taken that to the fucking bank. Dumb comment. Shut up, Barry. Yeah, they'd rather stop people reporting on the awful people than the awful people. It's sick. It's really fucking weird. Yeah, I listen to like critique channels that talk about that stuff, and it baffles me. 1.5 hour? Oh, exactly, Dakio. I mean, how would they live without the ad incentives? I use uBlock Origin and am not having trouble with YouTube assuming it's on. Typically, I don't use it for channels that I actually follow. Don't want to screw with revenue of the people I like. I don't use it on Twitch at all. Just because probably personal stuff. Part of it. So like I never have ad blocker on for Twitch or anything like that. Like I have Turbo. So I guess that's like the equivalent, right? I've just had Turbo for 5 million years and I hope that never goes away. I know the sub is cheap, but damn, if you just want to check it out, good luck not getting redirected. Yeah. A good product sells itself. You'll learn about a good product from another person, from word of mouth, etc. 100%. Ads are trying to sell you something. A person is just trying to make your life easier. That person is not making any money off of suggesting an item. I never saw an ad for Pogs, and I bought those by the bucket load. Boom. Boom. I've never seen an advertisement for a book before. If that ain't proof that ads don't need to be, I don't know what it is. You know? This is one of 6, so it's double stacked. You ever seen an ad for a book? Like, ads don't sell shit. It's people. I hate when my Spotify decided to switch to different podcasts in the middle of my sleep. I get jarred awake by Joe Rogan's screaming podcast entrance. Fuck that shit. If they get rid of Turbo, I will rage. I will rage. I'm the same, Zbot. I'm the same. I don't know. I feel like, and again, tell me, is it the same for you guys? I feel much more personally connected to people I follow and sub to on Twitch simply because I actually have like some sort of a relationship with them in the chat. I also watch infinitely more Twitch. I mean, we all watch Twitch all the time, right? Like I watch a lot of YouTube. Twitch is up 24/7. So like, least I can do, right? Medications shouldn't be allowed to have ads, I don't think. I don't understand that. Why do meds need to have ads? Oh, nuh-uh! 50 Shades of Grey has adverts on the London Underground? Amazing! Amazing! Oh, yeah, we'll at a call center. That's crazy. Hulu's been broken for so long. Spotify, Twitch, YouTube, same. That's probably where I get 90% of everything I consume in the world. Bezabelly, bless your heart. But at least you could. You know? Yeah, you're selling shit to people who don't know what the fuck it is, and then doctors come at us for quote-unquote self-diagnosing and making up shit, and we're like, the TV said if I'm sad, I should ask you about Abilify, or whatever the fuck they're trying to sell at that moment. So here I am asking, help. Where's my ashtray? Why? Shush. I know. Are you sad? Coriolanus, thank you so much for summoning the class, keeping the classy alive, and giving it swings for 4 fucking months. I appreciate you. That's a long time. I don't watch a lot of Twitch, but when I do, it's time for Katie in chat. Bless you. Stay warm in Penguin Walk. I am. If the road is shiny but not wet, it's probably black ice. Don't be on it. Don't drive if you don't need to. I would so hard agree with that. Hydrate, because you still get thirsty in cold weather. You get more thirsty. Man, I've been dealing with that with my dogs. Like, I think they're getting dehydrated because it's been so fucking cold. They're drinking less water, which is only something I've had to worry about with myself before this winter. Oh, fuck yeah. I think, Glut, my, YouTube apparently fucked up, so it's not just me. But YouTube is not working at all. It just keeps freezing. So I was gonna jump into a little bit, maybe some Alan Wake and Bake. Do a few hours. Some gammon. Hopefully not get dizzy. I'm cleaning my bowl. It's very jammed. I mean, participate. Like, there's no quiz or projects. Oh, fuck that. Can you imagine? Although I was talking about this on Sunday. I toyed with the idea of making like a bingo card because I feel like I really do repeat myself all the fucking time. You know, autoplay. Suck a butt. Bark a clock. What's a horse? You know, we could go everywhere with this. The guy who tried to sell me my car called and emailed me. I ordered a Subaru November 22nd. They still don't have a build date. What? Oh my god. If you'll take the next model up for the same price, is that a good thing? What's a lemon? I don't know. I don't get anything wet. Yep, that's ours too. The dogs, and they eat snow. Like, they go outside and eat all the snow. And literally a couple days ago, like a couple times in the past week, Trick, my boy dog, he's gotten fucking constipated to the point where he's in pain, and it's got to be dehydration. That's all I can come up with. My barn cats look at me like, why would I come inside? Even the ones who's adopted me, they love the cold and the snow. They're out playing like crazy, sliding around. So cute, though. Yeah, are you generally symptomatic? Try Vaguely Med. Only daily Vaguely Med has been shown to treat generic geriatric Katie, and geriatric symptoms. Generic symptoms. Do not take Vaguely Med if alive. Side effects may include blindness, male pattern baldness, a blue tongue, and in some cases, death. Side note, anal leakage may occur. They love the snow. I know. I'm grinding up weed. Ooh, I was feeding my babbies. So YouTube no longer plays if I have any of my ad blockers turned on. No shit. Started a couple months ago, and now there are so many ads I don't watch anymore. Yeah, that's today. It's just been pausing and like nothing but the video loads, like no player, no comments, no nothing for me. And apparently, it's like they broke their shit or something. So, I'm gonna grind some weed, load a bowl, and then we can. I'm gonna jump into some Alan Wake and Bake because it's fun. But I gotta grind. We're rationing. The one was trying to fight the snowman my kid named. Kid made that is fucking cute, though. I mean, I'd watch a video of a cat trying to kill a snowman. Are you kidding me? That's gold. Dude, seriously, Donna, my poor dog has been living your existence, but without the ability to speak, so he just cries and shakes, and it breaks my fucking soul. If anybody's YouTube's working, Rod apparently shared a funny, and I'm just gonna sit here in the dark, thinking about the new Diablo trailer that none of us can watch. What up, Yeet? How are you? Did you have your interview today? It's a new season of Diablo. New season. Oh my god. Do you want to maul a snowman? Do you want to tear it down? That's pretty good. How was it? How do you feel? How does that feel, baby? Dude, my hands get really cold playing keyboard games. Really cold. We got a keef. Don't let me forget. We're low on the buds. It was good. Good. Did they say how it went? Or is it one of those situations like, we'll call you? Try not to have an existential panic attack. Really nice. Fuck yes, dude. Hell yeah. I don't think I've ever had an interview where I felt shitty afterwards. I've had interviews where I absolutely thought afterwards, I don't want this job. Because whoever was interviewing me, like if that's the example of who works there, I'm out. I'm good. Oh, Sronlin posted a funny of a husky being buried in snow and loving it if anybody's YouTube's working. Feel free to narrate it for me. Taco with those biddies. Thank you for those 1,000 biddies, you generous fuck. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'll probably put it towards drugs. Or maybe gas to go to the drugs. Thankfully, I've got an abundance of keef. So if I play this right, I'll be okay. But like I've got all of this. And I've got everything in my grinder right now. Like it's full. Like I've got so much keef. So I just have to not be lazy and actually keef my bowls like an adult. Legend of Dragoon. How have I not heard of that? That sounds really familiar. I've cried at a lot of... Dude, the amount... Like, I don't know if you're like me in that, like, you'll start a game, and if you just kind of, like, stop playing it for some reason, sometimes you'll start over because you just forgot what the fuck's going on in the game. So I played, oh god, what is that called? Spiritfarer? I've restarted that game 3 times, and every time I bawl like I still have never beat it because I just can't stop crying. Like, every time someone's ready to go. I'm just like, no! Every time. Really good game, but such a hard hit. My YouTube fights with Twitch if both are playing. Really? I've never had that problem before. Interesting. I wonder if it's like the merging of ad blockers fucking up or something. Legend of Dragon. Oh, it was on PlayStation. I never had a PlayStation, that's why. I did not have the original PlayStation, I don't believe. The video's just like parents buried their small child on the beach. Oh, only it's snow and a dog. That's my dogs. They love snow. They'd bury themselves in it if they could. Is it kind of like, I feel like another game like that I actually played last year, but it's like a legendary game a lot of people played, I think on PlayStation. Colossus something? It's the one where everything is like a gigantic being. It's a Japanese game, I believe. Oh god, it's something Colossus. It's one of Zach's favorite games in the entire world, but I find a lot of people like worship that game. Why can't I remember it? It'll come to me. Shadow of the Colossus, that one. Yes. People, I mean, that has a fan, and I'd never heard of it. I'd never heard of it before. I got a keef. Give me a sec. I'm so shaky. It's terrible. Oh my god. It just came off in one perfect square chunk. Oh, we're gonna get fucked up. Oh god. If this wasn't an Alan Wake Bake and Wake and Bake, it is now. Good god. I'm gonna be fucked. Egg roll! That's what I knew. Get out of my head. I was not shitting you. I was waiting to put that down and I was gonna scream egg roll. Get out. Get out! I remember egg roll more than the name of the fucking game. Now to smoke it, I know. That's why I cleared the bowl, so hopefully I can get a good pull through it. Well, isn't milk of magnesium, does that plug you up or does that make you let loose? I don't remember. Spoilers for 23-year-old game. I do that all the time. There's a species called winglies. Wait. Species called winglies? That's adorable. And they're like the bad guys. Long story short, the father of the Wingly characters in your party is staunch anti-human, like some Oompa Loompa we know. And after a heartfelt plea from his daughter, he's like, I'm done with my old ways. I believe in my wonderful daughter. And uses all his magic power, turning him basically human, to send the heroes to save the day. Imagine if that's how our fucking orange went instead of just wanting to fuck his daughter. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. It makes you go. There you go. Magnesium makes you poop. Yeah, shimmy, yo. All right. By Alan Wake and Bake, I mean I'm playing Alan Wake for the first time in my whole life. I tweeted yesterday, actually. I saw on Instagram they announced the new cast. The casting for like new characters being introduced in the new season of the show, and I watched the entire show. It's incredible. But I've never played the game before. And everybody on Twitter said, yeah. So maybe after we're done with this, maybe. And it is remastered. Oh, fuck. What launcher is it on? Oh, God. Oh, fuck. What launcher is it on? I have too many. You know what? I'm just going to open it through the fucking shortcut. How did people get info before Twitter? Honestly, I don't know. It's so nice to just be able to, like, it feels like a mass tweet. I mean, a mass, like, text message, but it doesn't, bother people. Whereas, as opposed to, like, texting the exact same question to 50 people on my phone, I can just, like, put it out there and be like, maybe someone will have an opinion on something. I really like it sometimes. Like, generally, the people that follow me tend to be nice. The show was so fucking good, Fatty. Like, I was blown away. I'm just, like, I'm a little, like, I feel like I'm fatigued on zombies. Being the quintessential bad guy in every video game ever. It's just a personal thing. I wish there was more, but, like, I really like the unique, what would you call, like, the story of it, like, that it's the fungus or whatever. And, watching the show, I did learn a lot about it, about the game and how it's different, how obviously they had to change a lot of things that just wouldn't work realistically in, like, a real environment, but okay, I'm gonna try to hit this bowl. It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh no. I'm all sweat. Oh my god. Vasodilation. Fine. Okay, I'm hot now. That's what happens. Sometimes, not all the time. Whoa. Okay. Now we're Alan Wake and baking. Holy crap. Happy 420. It's weird how that only happens sometimes, but when it happens, you're never ready for it. Look how red my face gets. Crazy. It's a good example, though, because we were literally talking about the vasodilation earlier. Nerd talk. Nerd shit. We are Alan Wake and motherfucking baking now. Please work. Where's mine? Why are we stuck on all this shit? Wow. So sweaty. Hi, Katie, longtime follower. Love the bong rip. I was here in the crack. Oh, dude, in the cack. Holy shit. Dude, how are you? Isn't it a cute little bong? I know. A lot of people complimented it today. I use this bong every day, but I guess maybe I just don't hold it up on camera all the time. It's from Hemper, which I have a discount code for. It's like 5 to 10% off, whatever. But it's like, I think it's supposed to be like a little crystal ball. Isn't it cute? It's honestly, they have a bigger version too, but it's one of my favorites because that entire bottom portion is just solid glass. So it's really heavy and solid, like sturdy, hard to knock over, which is nice. I'm so sweaty. Holy shit. And they have multiple colors. I used to have the big version, but I did something. I broke it. As usual. Isabella, I actually use Grandmaster Smoke. Game, stop. Oh, my controller wasn't on. I use this shit. Okay, there is volume. Sometimes, like, if my bong gets really bad, like, if you get a really, really, sticky, moist, fresh weed, you know how it just tars up super fucking fast? I'll do an occasional alcohol salt rinse to it. The problem with alcohol salt rinse is, depending on what drain you dump it down, it is a caustic substance that will slowly start to erode your plumbing. So if you're doing an alcohol salt-based rinse and pouring it down your sink every fucking day, you better be doing, like, a 5-minute hot water run through that to dilute it down because it will break down your plumbing. So I found this shit on Amazon totally by chance, but it's actually reusable, which is great. And it's totally non-caustic. You can pour it down the sink all you want. It's fine. And it's neon pink. Not sponsored, not an ad, but literally, like a good 20-minute to an hour soak. And then I just like plug both holes and give it a fucking good jerk off shake. This shit works like magic. And it's not caustic. Like, you always, no matter what you clean your bong with, give it a fucking nasty good rinse afterwards. You do not want to smoke this. It smells nice. Yeah, it kind of dilutes, i.e. gets rid of that disgusting, the bong smell, dirty bong water smell. But it's just good shit, man. It doesn't harm the glass itself, which is also a really good pro. I don't know. I literally get it. I have a subscription to this on Amazon because it's just the best. And I only have to get it like once every 3 to 4 months ish. Because you can strain, like, all the stuff that it washes off the inside of your bong just floats, and you can strain that out and pour the liquid back in the thing, and it's just as good. It's kind of gross to do it, but it works. But yeah, this Grandmaster Smoke, I've been getting on Amazon for years now, and this is a brand new one, but it works really well. I'm hyper aware of plumbing stuff. My dad's a plumber, and so it was like, nothing down the toilet but toilet paper, nothing in the sink. So I learned a lot about that shit, and I'm highly aware what it costs to get a plumber in to rip up all your plumbing and figure out where there's a leak, and I just ain't gonna risk that. But once in a while, you have to do a good salt and vinegar rinse, or salt and alcohol rinse. I would just advise pouring it into a bucket and diluting it with a shit ton of water before pouring it in the sink. Probably like a 5-to-1 ratio, honestly, at least. And then it would be not so bad to pour down your sink. You know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Vern? You know what I mean. Aw, dude. Unpossibility, thank you so much for summing the class, keeping the class alive, and giving a fucking anus swings. I appreciate you. Thank you. I gotta exit out of the game because I didn't turn my controller on before I got in, and it'll fuck up my settings. Get out. See, and I used Formula 20 for ages, and I shit you not, I don't know why Formula 20 is the way it is. I think Formula 20 is literally just rubbing alcohol and salt, like, in that, because you know what has chunks? No chunks. This is just liquid. You don't have to worry about, like, shaking it up and getting some of the chunky shit out and fluid at the same time, but making sure some of the chunky shit stays in or whatever. It's just pink fluid. I mean, it's literally, the ingredients are like soap. I don't know why it works so well. It's crazy. I can't read the writing. It's too small. But they're on there. We looked it up one time. We talked about it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, basically we had like a big talk about my stalkers of the past. But I talked about like how the joy of getting to hang out with friends always outweighs it. Like every year I always have a moment where I'm like, oh my God, TwitchCon already. They announced it. It's going to be so expensive. Is it worth it? It's always worth it. Oh, I always have a good time. It's always fucking worth it. Probably not the best practice, but I just run super hot water while I clean my bong. Dude, I do that. That's my daily rinse. Honestly, I don't use this every day. I usually do this once to twice a week-ish. Because honestly, if you do a nice hot water rinse under your faucet in the morning, that gets really, you just need to change the water. Like, there's, like, my bong is not spotless right now because I did not do a Grandmaster. I just did a hot water. But you know how you get these, like, the tar stains? This, if you're running it with hot water and absolutely changing out that water in there, you're not going to run the risk of getting fungal pneumonia. The fungal pneumonia comes from the water, the aqueous environment where inevitably fresh herb is falling, rotting, and turning into spores or whatever. Yeah, glad that's how that came up. Yep. I don't even remember like how we got on that, but yeah, I was talking about how like be safe, accountability buddy system's always smart, and like there will shit always happens, but it's, I mean, I don't know. If I didn't go to TwitchCon and like other cons that I like, I would literally never see people and like some of my best friends in the world ever. And that would be very sad and I would hate that. Please don't be stupid, Alan Wake. Oh, hello. Stop it. No. No, Steam. No. We're fine. It's fine. I've been trying to change the water daily. I really need to do a big clean. It's probably been 2 weeks almost since I had a hard clean. Changing the water daily is absolutely the most important thing. If that's the best you can do. But if you have like 90% isopropyl and salt, that is the strongest. That'll do a real deep clean. But like what you pour out of the bong, like that salt alcohol mixture, pour it into like a bucket or like an empty milk carton or something like that, and then fill it all the way up with water and give it a good shake before you pour it down any drain or anything, just to dilute it so it's not like you're pouring this intensely caustic material down into your pipes and stuff. Because like some people's houses have PVC in their pipes. Some people have like I just have no idea what your plumbing is, and it is corrosive. And that's the cool thing about this shit. It's not corrosive at all and works. Again, not sponsored, just good shit. And this, did I ever see an ad for this? And is this an ad for this? No. This is how people find good products, internet. Just make a fucking good product. Hello! We've come full circle, Kendo. It's happened. Seriously, I always suggest that shit because it really does work really well. Hello! Dude, party dude, I was just talking about it, no worries. This is what I clean my bong with, but I literally, I've been getting this for years on Amazon. It's called Grandmaster Smoke. And it's reusable bong cleaner. It's just like neon fucking like magenta pink. It smells kind of nice. It like neutralizes bong smell. And it works. It's reusable too. Like, I do like a 20-minute hour soak and give my bong a good shake, and it's practically spotless. Not sponsored, not an ad, just genuinely interested in y'all's health of your lungs. Dirty bong water is the leading, like, literally, if you have medically recorded history of ever smoking pot, ever, you are off a lung transplant list because of the sheer amount of fuckers out there smoking out of dirty bongs and getting fungal pneumonia. Fungal pneumonia, like fungal anything, never stays isolated. So chances are it's gone to other organ systems and they don't want to put new lungs in you if chances are they're going to get more fungus. The stigmas against us potheads are fucking foul. Clean your shit. Reusable. Seriously, you can strain the refuse out. So like when you pour this into a bong, do I have a dirty bong? We could literally do an experiment. Hold up. I mean, okay, so it's not the filthiest bong in the world, but we could, what is in it? Ick. See those, like, you see them stains? It's not the dirtiest bong in the world, but we could give it an hour soak and I could prove it. It's pretty crazy how it works. This is just a backup bong. It's literally broken. But it works. I mean, I wouldn't fuck with you guys. I'm making no money off this, and all you can do is come back and make fun of me if it doesn't work. It works. I have a dirty bung. I would not put that up my bung. I wouldn't do that. What side are we on? Dude, absolutely. Yeah, I get it on Amazon. I don't think it's too expensive, but seriously, it works really, really well. Should we do it? I mean, Bezabelli, let's be real. Back in the day, if we shared this info, chances are someone would come try to raid our house. They knew about pot. You know? It was like everything had to be so weirdly hush-hush about, like, anything that we couldn't share the good shit. I know, I'm looking for something to set it on so you guys can see it. What do I have? The game's just playing the opening video over and over. It's fine. There. I just want you to see the neon pink because it is pretty cool. It's like fucking viciously pink. So, like, no, this is dusty as fuck because it's just been sitting on a shelf, but you can see that yellow ring and that dot under the bowl. That is the inevitable, like, you can't get that. You can't get that with nothing except a cleaner. It is good shit, though. I don't like spending money, so if I spend money, it's got to be okay. Like, I do not. I fucking hate spending money. Hi, Revolticon. I hope you're doing well, Honeybean. I know you guys got clean bongs. I mean, mine's, like, not fucked up, and I'm actively smoking out of it, so I don't want to put cleaner in it, but... I'm just opening it. It might burble out weird. Idea. I don't want this to get on my desk. God knows what it'll do. 1 second. Protect your goodies. I'm worried it might, like, dissolve the paint on my desk or something. I don't know. I've made that mistake with acetone, which very clearly, I mean, duh, Katie. Exactly, dude. I get it. No, seriously. And you know what's crazy? I went to London. I've been to London many times, but I went a few years back to visit my friend Millie. And I showed up and she already had weed for me. Like, it was, and she doesn't smoke at all. At all. And it was really good weed. Like, you guys got some choice shit over there, man. Don't think ours is better just because it's legal. You got some good stuff. And I would almost put money down. You're getting the leftovers from us. Like, it was great. I just got a towel because the opening for the stuff is just kind of weird. And sometimes it, like, burbles over. And it's so, it doesn't it still, I mean, I remember living in a illegal state in America. And it always felt weird just watching people. I would, like, go to a bar with friends, and there were some people that would drink so hard they'd be, like, puking in alleys. And me trying to peacefully enjoy my, like, spliff behind the bar. I'm like, fuck, I could get arrested for this, but you're, like, out there killing yourself, man. Nothing makes sense. Just doesn't make sense. Any of it. At all. Okay. This will be good, because then by the time this is done, we can take a break. I just got a towel. You're a towel. Okay, check this shit. It's so pink. It's magic. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Cool, huh? I know, science. But you know what I'm saying? There's no chunks, like that weird salt gritty stuff you have to worry about, so you can just pour it. It's just liquid. I'm just making sure it's actually over the gunk line. A wee bit more. We gonna make this shit sparkle. It's fucking pink, dude. I wasn't kidding when I said it's pink. And that's half the fun. And like I said, it's not caustic. So if it gets on your hands, just wash your hands. It's just like soap. Science, witch! So literally just pour it in. What I would do if I was over a sink is I would give it a tip so it like coated this part. But honestly, it's pretty fucking clean up here. But just leave it for like an hour. Honestly, I usually just leave it overnight because I'm lazy. But like we'll time it in an hour and then I'll go. by my sink and I shake it. Just plug the holes and like, give it the fucking vigorous jerk off that little, what was that exercise thing everybody got? Shake weight. Give it your shake weight treatment. It was a drill bit. Yeah, shake weight that shit. Awesome. Yeah, that's it. You just let it soak. It breaks down. Like, honestly, it probably is a soap. Like, soap is a substance made of, lye and shit that breaks down fatty acids. And the shit that builds up on the side of the glass of your bong is fat. It's like oils. So, like, the fact that it helps that break down isn't shocking. Smush the cat. Shake the weight. Clean your bong. Don't be late. Okay, Katie, shut that time that if I don't fucking skedaddle. See how dark it is in here? I've lost almost all the daylight and I gotta, It's those precious moments where I'm like, I don't want to wake them up. But if I let them nap now, they're gonna be up all night, driving me nuts. She's like a fuzzy teddy bear, really. They were supposed to get groomed yesterday, but it's so cold our cars wouldn't start, so we couldn't get there, which sucked. Hydration and cut back on your garlic. I think any, like, what are onions and shit called? They're like family of vegetable or whatever they are. Not tuber. It's like shallots, onions, garlic. I think they affect anything coming out of us because they always make your fucking sweat stink bad. I love garlic. Leeks are another one. Yeah. Is it nightshades? Oh, alums. It's alums. Thank you. Yes. Alums. I think tomatoes are the weird nightshade that we're a big fan of. And potatoes. Sweet potatoes, I think, are a nightshade. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong on that one. I think it's tomatoes, definitely, though. But yeah, alums. Alums, like, for some reason, there's something in them that makes us stink after we eat them, but they're so good. I love onions and garlic. Like, is there a better smell in this world than smelling, like, well sauteed butter, mushrooms, and onions in a pan? I don't know. I genuinely wonder sometimes. Throw some garlic in there to get fucking weird about it. It's just so simple and so wondrous. Tomatoes are the nightshade. That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. It's like one of those weird ones where we consume it a lot, but it's definitely like part of the nightshade family. There's a lot of weird poisonous plants out there that we kind of consume part of the family and the other part we kind of have either bred out of existence or just acknowledge. They're both nightshades. I thought that, but I didn't. It sounded weird for a minute. I tried to make logic of it in my head and I was like, huh. How? But no, I think they totally are. Yeah. I know tomatoes being fruits is bad. It was baffling until I had truly home farmed, like homegrown tomatoes. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. They're sweet as fuck. Like, I understand why the world likes tomatoes and why I was like, what is that? Those are gross. The home farmed, why do I keep saying that? Homegrown. It's really good. I think rhubarb you have to, yeah, is it just the leaves that are poisonous? I don't remember. Trick has now put his head over the back of the couch and is staring at me across my desk. I wish I could show you. It's pretty precious. They're coming. It's like sharks. They're starting to circle the prey. Freshness and also little things like, I learned this ages ago, but not even just the freshness with tomatoes, but apparently if you take like a really tasty tomato out of the garden and you stick it in the fridge, it literally changes its molecular structure and starts to taste like shit. Like, you want to leave tomatoes out and eat them right away? I didn't know that. Like, little things like that. Like, there are some things we just shouldn't refrigerate if you don't have to. Get the offline. I know. Here he comes. Bubba, you want to come say hi and show everyone you're alive? Hello, my beautiful little black bear. You're very fuzzy. Too bad the cars don't work. Wish I could walk you there. All right, let me find someone cool to raid. This game is super fucking cool. I personally hate checkpoint games because, you know, I hate feeling like I'm rushing a part of the game for any reason or whatever. I never want to feel that way, whether or not I'm like chasing a checkpoint, but it's really good and outstandingly pretty. I know it's the remastered, but it still blows me away and it's still really pretty. Why? What's today? Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Probably just same old, hang out. Play some Alan Wake and Bake. Whatevs. Chill. Huh, bud? You're so fucking cute. Okay. Alright. That's it. That's all I've got. I'm worried. The sun's going away and it's so cold. Our cars don't start cold. What temperature is it out right now? I don't know. Stay warm, drink water, and clean your fucking bongs, my dude. Seriously, like, fungal pneumonia is no joke. Tomorrow we'll probably play more Alan Wake and Bake. Morning, hang out, listen to music. You know, the usual. I'm gonna go chase the sun now. Be good, be safe, and be kind. Oh.